How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Big Six. Why are you looking confused, Tops? That's what happens when you log in as admin, bro. But it is what it is. We're back, people. It's the full six in the house. It's been a while. I can't lie to you.
A while, I can't lie, yeah.
3-4 weeks, I lie, between South Africa and my trip. But we're back, people. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. And obviously make sure you share and do all of that good stuff as usual, people. Big up TOBS, Matisse, GRIZZ, SAEED, Steve back in the building. And we're here to talk news, transfers, all of that. But yeah, it's Matisse, you got your shades on. I think you're ready to say your piece already. Not that you haven't been saying it all over the gaff for the last 12 hours or so, but rightly so. Rightly so. I'll give you that. But yeah, over to you, Matisse. I'm seeing the Chelsea fans already bellowing and putting these blue hearts all over the gaff. So yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Where do I start, man? It's been a mad 24 hours, honestly. Just, bro, we really did that shit. Whether you watched, whether you really tried to pretend like you didn't watch or you didn't, you went somewhere else, did a little wireless thing, two of you on the left-hand side.
For me,
no, it Tobes as well. You know what I mean? That's
Tobes as well.
Yeah.
So what? Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry, we wanted to have a good time instead of watching Chelsea on a Sunday. Oh my god.
Yeah, but you said wireless was shit anyway, so it's fine. You know what I mean? That's what you get. Do you know what I mean? You should have been watching the world champs. You should have been watching the demolition.
It was actually made worse by the news that you won 3-0.
100%. I was just like 3-0. I couldn't actually believe it. Oh,
bro, look, that's a 10-10 performance. That is a 10-10 top performance. People were lost for words watching us last night. People were stuttering, confused, disorientated, everything, just watching us. Like that was insane. That is exactly how you win a trophy. The amount of times people have said, you've won a trophy, but did you really deserve it? Did you really play the best? Did you really play the way that you need to play? All of these, regulations, all of these restrictions on how Chelsea need to win trophies. Nobody, not a single individual can question or even try to come with anything other than praise, admiration, congratulations. That is it. That is it. If you're saying anything else, stay silent. That's it. When Steve is sending me a DM saying congratulations, well deserved, that's when I know shit went down. That's when I know the performance was serious. 1 to 11, man to a man, everybody outstanding. To take PSG to the cleaners like that, this is a team that have been beating everybody, bruising everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's been glazing, and rightly so. They've been talking about PSG, their midfield, compared it with Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. Dembele, Ballon d'Or chase, Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, everything. That midfield, Vitinha, Neves versus Caicedo, Enzo. I did warn you all about our midfield. That's the one thing I said is our midfield can speak and talk to anyone. And I'm so glad they went out there and showed you what they're capable of. And that's with Lavia on the bench, Santos on the bench, Reece James played, bossed it. And the manager, Maresca, has to get a lot of praise, man, because he went up against Luis Enrique, and there's a lot of irony in that because it's a manager that turned us down, or we didn't get that deal done a few years ago, and he's obviously done a treble. He's insane. For our manager to literally just take him to the cleaners, like I said, we just bossed the whole game from start to finish. Like our manager actually stepped to Enrique and won convincingly, tactically. He put Mendes in a blender on that left-hand side, the best left-back in the world for many. 2v1, Gusto, Palmer. Palmer doesn't turn up in big games. Palmer in another final, 2 goals and an assist. João Pedro, new signing, 3 goals in 2 games. Lobbed the most informed keeper in the world. Put him on his backside. Man was playing musical statues. We had a halftime show. So you could have even got your music there, Tobes. I'll be honest. You should have just stayed and watched the game. You could have got your music right there. Doja Cat was incredible. It was everybody, man. The defense, we defended like proper Chelsea. We attacked like something I've never seen before at my club. It was just unbelievable, man. And to be world champions and to have that gold badge for the next 4 years, I'm gonna go collect my kit tomorrow. And to have that, hopefully you guys will give me that gold kind of trim around the rectangle that I'm asking for next season. You know,
I never got mine. I never got mine. You ain't getting yours.
Let's negotiate, man. You know what I mean? Let's negotiate. I want the gold trim around this thing. I really do. I need that. And yeah, man. I mean, we create history once again. The first team to win in this format. The only team in the world to win every single trophy out there right now. Nobody else. We're the only ones that have won it all. They keep creating new competitions. We win them. History was made. And yeah, man, I'm proud of my team. That's probably the best performance I've watched in good 5 years. Probably since Champions League, actually, to be honest. So yeah, 2021, good 4 years. So
obviously it does it deserved the speech. I'm seeing a lot of Chelsea fans in agreement, but talk to someone who didn't watch the game. What was it that actually won you the game? Was you the better team for 90 minutes? Was it a tactical masterclass? Was it a certain individual? Was it a certain area on the pitch? Like, was it taking your opportunities when they come and PSG not? Because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even watched the highlights yet. So
for me, when the team got put out, the manager played 2 right backs in the same team. And a lot of us are very skeptical about that because, of course, we want to just see midfielders in midfield. And we're wondering, why is Reece James in central midfield? But the way that Reece James basically covered Gusto when he basically became a wing back and overlapped Palmer. Palmer played on the right, similar to Poch season. And Nuno Mendes didn't know whether to follow and track Palmer into midfield, into central areas, or to track Gusto. And we got so much joy down that side. Sanchez was a lot more direct as well. Sanchez was fantastic. His long range passing, his sweeper keeping, his saves. He made a couple of world-class saves as well. But we really, truly did boss them and deserved that. They were rattled at the end. Back to front, like I said, we were fantastic. The midfield, Caicedo, Enzo, completely cleaned up on Vitinha and Neves and Fabian Ruiz. Cucurella outstanding on Desiree Doué. Dembele locked up by Chalobah and Colwell. And João Pedro, what a player. The outlet that he gave us, the hold-up play, the link-up play, the back heel for Palmer's first strike that just went wide. We could have actually maybe won this by 4 or 5. We had a couple chances we could have put in. But Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Caicedo in that midfield, it was just utter domination, man. Like PSG, I don't know if PSG thought that it was going to be like smooth sailing and just how it's been for all these other games. But from minute 1, we attacked them. This wasn't a Chelsea sit back and counter attack and pray and just be clinical and hope. This was we're actually taking the game to you. We're stepping to you. Possession wise, we're ticking it. We're keeping the ball. And technically, physically, we bullied them. And it was just honestly, like, for people that didn't watch the game, it's every single department that you've got to cover, whether it's physically, technically, tactically, defensively, every area bossed it. They did have a few chances and we did have to make a few saves, as you do, because it's PSG. That's what you expect. But on the whole, we dominated. We dominated. First half was attacking, 3 goals, 3-goal lead inside 45 minutes. I couldn't quite believe what I was watching. I was collapsing, all sorts because I couldn't believe it, honestly. It was just surreal to watch, because PSG, I'm expecting a tight game. To batter them 3-0 in the first half is nuts. And then second half, we obviously we're being clever. We're not going to just chase the game. We don't need to. We sit. They can't really break us down too much. I never felt like PSG would score. Never. Not one moment did I really feel like PSG were going to get back into that game. Once we were done with the attacking football, we just locked it up and then we just hit them on the break. And Delap comes on, starts the argy-bargy, and, you know, he's forcing a few saves. And then, yeah, fights are breaking out. Neves gets sent off at the end, and PSG just lost their heads. Enrique try to punch one of our players or something. I don't know. Their heads were gone, man. I ain't seen PSG lose their heads like that. Maybe since Bayern Munich, actually. Bayern Munich, did they lose their heads? I don't know. They were winning that game. This was just, I think they were stunned and shocked, and they had no answer, man. Barcola, when he came on, nothing. Just, yeah, I'm surprised with how, like, I always back my team in the final, but I was shocked with just how convincing it was. Like, not a fault. Not a fault, man.
Don't you remember where you are?
Oh, yeah, in the middle.
Now,
I think he's right. Everything he said there was correct. I think a lot of people didn't give Chelsea a chance. They were aggressive in the midfield. They got in the faces of PSG. They didn't let them pass it around like they usually do. PSG had one fantastic chance early doors with Doué at the back post. Looked like he just had to tap it in. He tried to square it, and Cucurella blocked it. And then Chelsea just took control. Cole Palmer, I think we've sent the Manchester police to London today to investigate a robbery. You know what I mean? But for me, I've always wished Cole Palmer the best. You won't hear many City fans say anything bad about Cole. You know what I mean? And for him to do that on the biggest stage, quality for me. Loved that. But they deserved it. The Chelsea deserved it. And like you say, it's they've won it. They've won every trophy there is to win. And I think there's uncomfortable conversations now, especially in London. You know what I mean? People keep talking about gold trophies. Well, I seen a big gold trophy last night. Big round one with a key.
Oh, you like gold now, yeah?
Well, I'm just saying, somebody was talking about gold. Things down in gold to me.
11 minutes in.
If Matisse wants to start melting shit down in gold, I think, you know, we're going to have to... You
might do.
Listen, credit where credit's due. Fantastic performance all round. For me, why would you not? I've got nothing against Chelsea, so I would want the English team to win it. And PSG just look like, they maybe got a little bit too cocky. They are a fantastic team. This could be great for them, you know what I mean, to get embarrassed a little bit and go again. But no, Chelsea, we've got to give them a bit of credit, especially Cole Palmer. João Pedro looked like a breath of fresh air. The finish was class. He was running them all over the place. I had a bet on last night, and I needed Cucurella to get booked for £1,000. And he was getting his hair pulled. He was scratching people. He was fucking booting people. There was no way he was getting booked, man. It was just one of them games. But no, listen, you got to give credit to Chelsea and fair play. And I'm just wondering now, you know, have people seen a different side? Can they be consistent? You know, they've turned up in this one-off games and they've done that. Can they go in this season and build? They've got the squad for it. We all know they've got the squad for it. We've seen it. And then I've seen all the thing today. Yeah, but they've spent this and they've spent that. Well, it is what it is, but it still doesn't matter. They've still got a great squad, and I think they're going to cause people a few problems. You know what I mean? So I don't know where you guys sit on it for the Premier League season, but I think they look in good shape. And then when you look at the bench as well, they've got plenty of options. What
is it now?
Well, there's obviously Esteval and Gittins to still come into this.
Yeah, so what is it now that in terms of this? Like,
compete. You got to compete on all fronts. For me, I've said it on the show, like, I want a Premier League. And if you can't win that, just go and win something else. Like, I'm not interested in being in a race if you're not going to win it. Like, obviously, go as far as you can, but then make sure you pick up something else. I'm not going to turn my nose up at Carabao, FA, anything. We need to win at Wembley. We haven't done that in ages. Just keep winning, because winning that Conference League in Poland, as much as people will laugh, there's a mentality switch that's happened in this team over the last few months. They're really locked in. I've never seen like defensive solidarity like this in the last few months in this whole Clear Lake Capital era. They've never defended like this. They defended when they needed to, like their lives depended on it. They were so mature. The quotes recently have been really good as well from Colwell. Starting to see leadership in players, starting to see maturity, starting to see a little bit of experience in the fact that they've been playing the Premier League for a couple of years. And then anyone who can't keep up with that mentality now, they're looking like they're standing out like a sore thumb, because these guys are so locked in. It's crazy the way they've switched up. And yeah, I just feel like a switch has gone off in a lot of their heads. It's not to say that you still can't do things. You can't improve a couple more things. Of course, I'm not gonna sit and say that we're perfect, but it's always been you got to compete. Because why not? You know, I mean, why are you not ready to compete? Now that switch gone off, technically, physically, the team has improved. The window so far has just been about improving the physical side of it. Delap, João Pedro, you know, these guys are quite aggressive. They're quite physical. And we were a bit weak at times before. And yeah, now you just got to compete, man, and just pick up as much stuff as you can. We got catching up to do. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? So
I think that's a great point that you made about the mentality switch about winning stuff. I know we laughed at the Conference League a couple of weeks back when you won it, or a couple of months back, whenever it was. But it's a trophy, and it's getting over the line. It's about entering a competition and winning it. regardless of who's in front of you, what's happening. Talk about it later. Banter it later. Same thing with this Club World Cup. I'm not entirely convinced about the merits of it. No problem. You know, they're not the best teams in the world out there. No problem. But you won it. You can talk about it later. You went out there, you won it. Whoever you beat on the way, you face the best team in the world right now. And maybe they what's the word? Like they ran out of steam because they've been playing the same team for every game, same formation, same pressing style. And maybe they did underestimate you, but that doesn't take anything away from your performance. To beat a team of caliber of PSG in their current form with their current manager, you have to play your A game. Everyone played their A game. Yeah. And when you get A game from good players, there's a very good chance. I thought everyone was spot on, including your coach. Your coach. He's been getting criticism from quarters or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I've said he's got the most unenviable task, managing 60 players, trying to trim them to 40, trying to trim them to 30, trying to trim them to 25, kicking out all the players that don't want to be there, trying to get a balance amongst stars, you know, or non-stars, young players, as the case may be. And I think he's getting there. If I was you, I'd be doing the same, shouting from the rooftops, bro. As I said, I'm not gonna get giddy with the whole World Club Cup. We're World Cup champions, like Spurs talking about European champions with the Europa League. Do you get what I mean? Like the comparison wise, in terms of
I wouldn't compare it to that because you can't be world champion.
It's not a major trophy. Yeah,
okay,
right now. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, it's up to you. But for me, it's a major.
The Europa League is a major trophy, and
for me, when
the Spurs stuff is tongue in cheek. It's not.
When there's a competition with Real Madrid, when there's a competition with Man City in it, Real Madrid in it, Bayern Munich in it, it's a major for me. When I see the emotion of the fans out there, fine, but there's loads of major. But what I will say is
there's loads of preseason trophies.
The reason why, well, it's not a preseason trophy. But the reason why you can't compare it to Tottenham is because Tottenham didn't win the Champions League. Champions of Europe is the Champions League.
I'm trying to give you credit for the final.
Yeah, but you fucked up. So now I'm back. You have to understand, to be world champion, you have to win this trophy. You can't be world champion because you won the Prem. You can't be world champion because you won in Europe, because you got to respect.
You're on mute, I think.
You're mute.
Yeah.
Put yourself on mute, mate.
Yeah, this is what happens, bro. This is what the world knows. You're getting carried away. Everyone's saying, calm and relax. While he sorts out the internet and his Wi-Fi, I'm giving absolute credit to
But it is a big trophy, though, when you listen. People can downplay it.
It's not.
When you win it, you will only. When you don't win it, obviously we're all gonna say this here. But come on, bro, you're winning that trophy when you're beating likes of PSG.
I said the win against PSG, in my opinion, and the confidence and the stature of beating those players and those coaches, for me, is bigger than the trophy. The confidence they'll get with matching and smashing PSG to bits, I think, will be remembered more in the future. If this trophy kicks off and becomes a major,
I don't get that. I don't get that statement.
You can't be world champion without beating teams around the world. So
world champion, if you're world champion, if you think that makes you a world champion, like technically,
by definition, you are the world champion. Now, just because you're the world champion, it doesn't mean you're necessarily the best team that year, because like you said,
what does it mean then?
No, because of course we look at the fact that
they've won the competition.
Yeah,
to be in the world, to be in this competition, you've got they're taking teams from the last 4 years, what they've done. So you're not gonna get the best team in Europe in the previous season that necessarily wins it that year.
So we're all in agreement that this is a major. Is this a major trophy now in its first season? Is this what we're saying?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's.
It doesn't mean it falls into like a special category.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
It doesn't have the heritage or the depth of major trophy.
All I'm going to say is
you can't call it a minor as well. So that's why
you can't call it a minor. No,
it's noteworthy, but you can't also call it a major as well. You can't call that a major.
Toby, you know what I'm going to say? I think GRIZZ is a little bit more upset about this than he looks. I think he's I
think we know why.
Because let me tell you this: if fucking Liverpool would have won that trophy, you would have not heard the fucking end of it. There'd have been a 12-part series on ITV2. There'd have been a Netflix documentary, and there'd have been a tribute concert in fucking Stanley Park. So don't let him bullshit you. You keep doing your shit, man. Because at the end of the day, he's right. With the big boys out there in America, while you were playing Preston, on ITV1. That's why you're upset. Matisse, man, don't let him destroy it, man. Don't let him downplay it.
And this is the hold on. This is the
Can I
problem.
respond? Can I
Hold
respond?
on. No, because we got
because he's directing at me.
No, but I'm directing two at you. My mic got cut
all of you
off.
directing at me. Go on.
When Chelsea win the Champions League, they're not the best team in Europe because they didn't win it the right way. They didn't win it the right way with enough possession, enough shots on target, enough field tilt. Sick and tired of this shit. Chelsea just beat PSG 3-0. 3-0.
Did you hear what I said about that?
Yeah.
You go first, Grizz. You go first.
Yeah. So basically, if Liverpool had won it, I would have bantered the shit out of you. Steve's right. But ultimately, of course, I would have had a laugh and a joke. And Matisse is having a laugh and a joke and calling it. But if you truly believe, and let's get a little bit serious, if you truly believe that it's a major in this inaugural format that it's in now, with 6 of the most random or the randomest teams picked up from the last 4 years of achievements, and if you truly believe that you're a world champion and it's a major trophy, then that's fine, no problem. No one can just take that away from you. I'm not taking any glory away from you because you can't. You can only feel how you feel. I can only give my opinion what I think of the overall format and the trophy. And I don't think it's a major. I don't think it will become a major. But as I said, your performances have got better and better, and you played the ultimate game in the final. You outcoached them, you outplayed them, you outfought them. And what I hate, and this is what that bit I hate, okay? This is the bit I hate. This is the bit I'm salty about. The people that think I'm salty, and Steve as well, the bit I'm salty about is I saw the nasty Chelsea again. You know, the dark arts Chelsea. You know, you're talking about the fighting and the battles and the nastiness. You know, people plays in their faces. I hate that Chelsea. That's when Chelsea were at their best in my era watching them, and I saw glimpses of that Chelsea again, and that's why I hate it. Winning the Club World Cup or whatever, fair play to you, man. Shout it from the rooftops. To me, it's not going to be a major. I agree it's not on mine. I was just playing with you, yeah? But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that performance in the final showed me, and this is why I said when we done the predictions, where I said Arsenal should look over their back. Maybe me and Man City should look over our backs as well, because Chelsea must and will improve on last season, and that only bodes well.
I think also European competition, Chelsea do have a certain level of heritage in there. Like, we're not talking Liverpool, Man United, but they know how to pull it out the bag. You know, as much as Matisse might say it's used to slander them the way they've won it because they wasn't the best in Europe those years, there's still something to it, you know, and they've done it multiple times over the time. It's not like they've had to be the best in Europe. They just have something about them where you can't count them off really.
Yeah, and I think, and then that's what I wanted to. What you've just said is literally what I wanted to say to Matisse, because I don't know who he's speaking to that's trying to downplay the Champions League wins that they've had. If we're talking 2012,
hold on a second.
Don't do your face. Don't do your face like that. Let me land.
Turkish. The amount of times he said to me, hold on. Let me just check you. The amount of times Turkish has said on this show, "Oh, that Champions League wasn't that impressive because you didn't win it with the Prem." So don't come here with this foolish.
Well, you no.
You're miswording.
No, I'm not miswording you. That's what you said.
Because you're misconstruing the point. I don't care about the Premier League. We're literally talking about Champions League. Champions League. You made a statement that's factually incorrect. You said
not factually incorrect. That's what people say.
Name the people.
I just told you Turkish LDN LTD said that shit. I told you just now.
What did he say?
He said that he says when he's talking about it, when he's talking about Chelsea's Champions League wins, and really it's 2021 as well. People don't even give credit for that one on this very show. Chelsea weren't the best in that competition. They weren't the best because they didn't win the Prem. You got to win the Prem to win the Champions League in the same season.
Sorry.
If you don't win both at the same time,
one at a time. Ever said you have to win the Prem to win the Champions League? When has anyone ever said that on this panel? When,
bro? You guys always say you got to win the Prem with the Champions League.
You've just made that.
You've always said that.
I'm not making it up to be a top team. That's what you're trying to say.
What are you talking about? You literally just made that up.
What you say.
No,
I really didn't. No, I really didn't. No, I really didn't.
You've actually just made that up. Genuinely.
No, I really didn't.
When has anyone ever said you have to win the
Turkish is smiling
to win the Champions
League? Because he knows. Turkish knows.
No. I mean, I have said that, you know, Man United and Man City's and a couple of Liverpool's or Liverpool's last one in particular have been more impressive than maybe Liverpool's one in 05 when they finished behind the Everton, or your one in comparison to trebles and winning it with, amongst other things. because Man City were undoubtedly the best team in Europe the year they won it. Man United in 98, 99 were the best team in Europe. That's the difference. Hence the conversation. If I'm in that conversation and you're trying to chat shit about Champions League and European heritage, I'm telling you to go fuck yourself. But in this conversation, in a calm one, I'll be like, credit due, there is some European heritage there.
But that's again, and so you're talking about them being actually the best team in Europe versus
exactly
being the best team in the competition. And I don't know why that's so hard to distinguish. When Chelsea went in 2021, you were given credit. You knocked out Real Madrid, you beat Porto, then you beat Man City, or you beat Porto, Real Madrid, Man City. Who wasn't giving you credit for those victories? You deserved every single one of those victories. Who was not giving you credit for those victories? I don't understand.
So many rules and regulations, man.
No, what do you mean rules and regulations? You can't
so many rules and regulations.
No, sorry, you can't.
So many terms and conditions when we win.
There's no terms and conditions.
So many terms and conditions.
You can't say stuff that's unsubstantiated. You can't, because nobody came here and was saying that run was fugazi. You didn't deserve to win that competition.
What point was you actually making? Sorry.
The point I'm making is you lied. You just made a statement that wasn't true. You said
is that all you? Is that the only point you're making?
Yes. And also, if
he was trying to make another point, man.
That's one point. That's one point. That's one point. And on the Club World Cup, again, you're gonna talk your shit. Rightly so. You deserve it. That was a fantastic win. I couldn't believe my eyes. 3-0, straight crashing. Like, that's crazy. And I've seen the goals as well. The goals. Top goals. You made a comment about the defense. I actually hear you on the defense because I've seen it. I think you saw it towards the back end of last season, how the defense started to pattern up as well. I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I can't tell you like what exactly changed there. You can speak to that better than me, but I can acknowledge that Chelsea defensively have improved. However, some of the stuff that I hear your fans say is shades of what happened when you won the Champions League. Yeah, there's a difference between flexing, bragging, you're gonna brag, etc., etc. But then there's all of a sudden, I'm hearing your fans say, yeah, this project is a success. I'm hearing your fans say, yeah, this ownership, it's been amazing. This is the culmination of this ownership's hard work. I got quote tweeted a tweet from last summer with a list of players, half of which you've binned, and I said the project is cooked. And I'm getting pelters for that because you've won the World Club Cup a year later. Make sense, Matisse.
Look, for me, when you do win the Prem and the champs, maybe even at the same time, that is the culmination. That is like you said, the creme de la creme, right? We haven't peaked. For me, we have to say that we're just getting started. That's how I see it, right? This is not the end game. This is not the end game or the end goal. This is, for me, this has got to be the starting line. But you have an agenda against Chelsea that you're well aware of, so you have to hold that on Twitter. I'll be real.
Okay,
like, if they want to cook you, I'm not going to save you because
that's fine.
You don't analyze us in a fair way. You watch highlights and then you'll come and make sweeping statements about players like Caicedo. So I don't really give two shits if you're getting cooked.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So Matisse, listen, you're fine, cool.
You got PSG in the Super Cup final, man. Let's see how you get on.
Those Chelsea fans that those Chelsea fans are in my mention. Fantastic, great. You've made it. Now I want to see the league, because if this is a sign of things to come, the Chelsea fans that are in my mentions, not you. I want to see the league. If this project is not cooked, show me, prove it to me. Prove that the 1.5 billion quid you spent in the last 3 years,
2 billion,
is going to lead to something this upcoming season. And I don't want to hear, oh, we're going to challenge. Nope. I want to hear we're going to win, because no team have spent what Chelsea has spent ever in the history of football in such a short space of time. And we're hearing after 3 seasons with this spend, oh yeah, we're going to challenge. Especially after dismantling PSG. You can't have it both ways. You can't be beating the best team in Europe at the moment and telling us how good you are, and then when it's time to set expectation on how good you are, you're shying away from it. And again, this isn't to you, Matisse, because you have not come at me with this energy, right? This is to those Chelsea fans who are waxing lyrical. Show and prove. If you're really what you say you are, if you're really that team, prove it. Back your team to win the league next season. Back your team to win the Champions League next season. If you're not going to do that, I don't want to hear it. I'll give you props for the Super Cup or the World Club. I'll give you props for that result. But beyond that, don't tell me this project is a success. That's
more than fair.
I don't want to hear that.
Because for it to be a success, you're cleaning up and you're winning.
Exactly. To be fair to Matisse, to be fair to Matisse, like Toby says, Matisse has those expectations and always demands those expectations and those levels. But I agree with everything Toby said, except that you don't have to necessarily win. I do agree with Matisse here, where you have to show us something better than what you showed us last season. Like the progression of the squad has to be evident in terms of toe-to-toe with Arsenal, Liverpool, and City now, as opposed to the outsiders in the top four. Do you get it? Like
Yeah,
us three at the top
absolutely.
and you guys were always just tagging on there, just tagging on. Oh, we're gonna get top four. Oh,
Yeah, that can't happen.
You
Can't be
can't.
doing that.
You have to be rivaling City, Liverpool, and Arsenal with that amount of investment. And now, as I said, with the confidence boost. But sorry, Saeed, I know it was your turn. I know you want to speak on Chelsea. You're a big Chelsea supporter.
No, I think for me, I don't know, man. Expectation of Premier League, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's there unless they buy a top goalkeeper.
Wow, after all that.
No, but I've said it so many times, bro. They need to buy a top goalkeeper. I think the foundations of winning a league title are on a strong goalkeeper. You've seen it in the past. You know, name me a team that's won the title without a good goalkeeper, a very good goalkeeper. So, well, I don't know what we're doing here. But listen, going back to the game, if you were talking about the game, because I know a lot of people are just doing targets right now, but in the game, listen, they deserved it, man. I can't lie to you, bro. I think for me, PSG, I wouldn't say they were too confident. I just think they got outplayed, man. I mean, sometimes we just got to say it as it is. They got outplayed. I think everything that PSG do, Chelsea did it better in terms of the press. You know what I mean? I think that was a key thing. I think the fullbacks, man. One thing with Mendes, though, when he has a bad game, he has a bad game. You know what I mean? And he has a stinker. You know what I mean? No, real talk. No, I'm not doing this whole thing because with you, GRIZZ, yeah, I know what you're gonna do, bro. You're gonna try to run your agenda against Mendes, but
he's the best. He's the best fullback in the world.
He's the best fullback in the world, but he had a stinker. You know what I mean? Same with Hakimi. Them two need to be at the top of their game. Midfield as well. I thought it was awful. Chelsea ran the show. Caicedo, listen, you know my thoughts on Caicedo.
What is this Caicedo?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna be shameless in that, innit? But I think honestly,
I've been begging him to come to Liverpool for years. Matisse knows, begging him.
Yeah.
He's
I hear it, man. I can't lie. Listen, like I said to you, man, it was one of them. We were all shocked, man. We all had our hate-alongs and that ready. You know what I mean? Everyone was there, but we got shocked by Chelsea, man. And Maresca deserves credit. You know what I mean? Because my man got rattled in the end. Man, like Enrique poking and that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. They got rattled, man. So you got to give it to Chelsea and full credit, man. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to do next year. I still think for me, just challenging in and around that top 4 and top 3 maybe will be a success with a trophy. But yeah, I can't lie to you. They did their job, man. So fair play to them, man.
For me, the only way you can not compete for the league is if you're winning cups and you're winning other trophies. And I feel like I said, I'm all about the winning. Obviously, if you come second and you 1 point off the top, with context, you're saying, wow, proud of the team. They really gave their all, but they didn't quite get it done. By the end of the day, trophies is what is the most important thing, man. And we're seeing it in the last few months. Look at Crystal Palace. Look at Newcastle. Look at Tottenham. Look at us. Look at Liverpool. Look at Man United over the last couple of years. You need trophies. Trophies. Because it changes the mentality of the group. That's the main thing. These nearlies and these misses, if you don't get over the line, the mentality is still questionable. That's what Tottenham were criticised under Poch for all those years. So to get over the line in anything, and anything you can get over the line in is always gonna put you in good stead. So
yeah, I think it's important. It's obviously you lot are like the last 20 years. You've been a team that have won what top 3, top 2 most trophies in England, right? So I think for you to go away from that or move away from that to like missing out on semis, etc., it's important for your new ownership to have that feeling that they've assembled a team that can win silverware. Yes, you can debate the level of quality that you're playing to get the silverware, but the silverware is what's most important. And for a ownership that have been so wayward, in my opinion, where it comes to, oh, we'll get a top player, but then we'll get a meaty player, but then we'll get an 18-year-old, then we'll get a top player, then a meaty player. Now, if I'm Blueco, look at what this team have done to PSG, right? Okay, we've got our model, we want to buy young, but now you're thinking, if I maybe deviate from that model and maybe bring in that star goalkeeper that we're asking for, even if he's 26 years old and he's not going to fit within our wage bracket, or just bring in that star midfielder or fullback or winger or whatever other positions you need, surely that's going to be at the back of their minds now. We're in July. That's going to be at the back of their minds, 100%.
They look like they're double downing, and because the trajectory is upwards, even though it's taken longer than maybe people want to see it. You know what I mean? It's been 3 years without a trophy, I believe. We don't tend to go through those droughts. Now the funny thing is that okay, that nasty spell is over. There has been improvement from 12th, 6th, 4th. The experience is actually now already starting to be put. It's already there because they're winning together. So they're starting to gain that experience. You're seeing the improvement of the defense. We're starting to see leadership. So absolutely, I understand what you're saying, and I'm always looking for us to get the best players, but we actually already have some of the best players. I said it with the midfield. Caicedo, Enzo. Enzo was compared to John Joe Shelby. I'm still waiting for that brother to come outside. I'm going to speak soon. He's going to be... Well, it's culture Cams, isn't it? You know what I mean? John Joe Shelby, and you know what I mean. We're still not hearing any sort of apology. So it's fine. It's not a problem.
You do have some quality players, but you've spent big money on those quality players.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, you, in your opinion, do you feel that your team is positioned well enough to win the major?
Do you know what? If it was me, obviously, I'm only going off to the best players because those are the ones I'd be watching the most. But I take a leaf out of Liverpool's book with, say, like your Hendersons or your Wijnaldums. If the system is being played to the level that we saw yesterday, and it's not just all top players everywhere, and you do get some gems, and Gittins does do something that no one expected, or Palmer, when we signed him, wasn't a superstar. Now he's sitting next to Dembele on top of towers, then shit can go real good for you. You know what I mean? João Pedro isn't hopefully going to be a great example of that, where he wasn't an Isak, or he wasn't an Osimhen or a Gyokeres, someone that I wanted to lead the line. But if he is shooting like this, I ain't got no complaints. So you have to leave yourself open to some surprises, and hopefully this summer that is what we're going to get, because I agree with you. You know what I mean? You need to be seeing the fruits of the money spent. Absolutely. That's why I've been holding these directors accountable, because I just feel like you're employed to do a job, and I want to see what's going on.
If predictions were today, what are you predicting for next year, finish wise, Chelsea?
I think the top 4 teams are really interchangeable. I could see us finishing. I still don't see the league title, personally, not yet. I need to see more. But I do see us right up there with yourselves, City and Liverpool. What order is, bro? It's a coin flip. It really is.
And what two players do you need to see in the next 4 weeks to you know, for that statement to change too? We want to win this league.
Still the goalkeeper for me. I got a lot of trauma from that guy, and he has been good last couple months, but it's going to take more than a couple months. I'm going to need a couple years before I probably get over that shit. So top goalkeeper, and probably a left winger. If you did get a Rodrigo, you know, if you got someone like that on that left side, because I don't want to rely on Gittins. I don't think he had a breakout year in Dortmund. So I would be I would be hoping for a surprise from him. I wouldn't be expecting him to start week in, week out and just deliver with what I've seen of him so far. So if you was to get a Rodrigo and you was to get a top goalkeeper, with the way this defense have been, Cucurella, James, the 2 centre-backs, yeah, I mean, backup left back, yeah, 100% chat. But I mean, backup left back is not. That's just so you get cover. That's not going to decide the league. You would hope so. Yeah. If we're talking about starting 11, left wing and striker, if you get those 2, then
left wing keeper,
you got to go. You got to go.
Rodrigo's there. If you get Rodrigo, that's mad. But I don't know what's going on with Rodrigo, man. If he's staying or is it? I don't know. Liverpool. Don't know. It's a funny one, man.
Let's get the super chats in and then move on to the transfer stuff as well. Anyway, and member comments as well. Let me scroll right up. Slicko said the PSG hype was insane, smacking all the big teams, all to show their backside to another oil club. Chelsea can never compete with City's treble. Mab says, congrats to Chelsea soccer team on your success and the imminent signing of Donald Trump as a replacement for Noni Madueke.
What did you like make of that, by the way? That bro, what is he doing, man? Seriously, I turned it off. I was like, what is this guy doing, man? Get out, man.
He's hilarious. In a
Bro,
bad way,
I
and
saw
a
the
good way.
picture. I've only seen a picture of it, and I thought it was
Picture.
AI. Like I thought, did someone make?
bro, it's brother, you know, man. Like Cole Palmer's like, what's he doing? I can see it, man. What's he doing?
I thought
Like-
everyone was just going to spray him with bare champagne and that. That's what I'd have done. Get him right in his head and that. Get a load of fake sand down him and shit.
Yeah, the
It's
security
Canada,
would
no,
have
man.
Can't see that.
the security would have taken them out. Dial Square says World Cash Cup. What a footballing fairy tale this is. Chelsea showing what's possible when you have a net spend of 1.4 billion in 3 years. Pick up the new members as well. Solomon in the building. Come on. Jolie says, say it with me. Champions of the world. I love this game. Spooko, big up. Champions of Europe, champions of the world. We've won it all. Some clubs will never sing that. And oh, is yours gold? Mate, ours is pure gold. Moo says, never understood people who say Palmer doesn't show up in finals. Salah has been ghosting finals his whole career.
Some of these super chats, they're just lies. They're just lies. But this is what I mean. They're just going to say anything now because they've won it.
Oh, what can we do? This is their moment. Cole Palmer, ladies and gentlemen, player of the tournament, and now 8 goals and assists in 6 finals. I don't want to hear anything right now. Andrew, what won us the game, in my opinion, was us targeting Mendes and Beraldo. I reckon it would have been harder if Pacho was there. But Gusto allowed Palmer that inside right. He is so deadly and loves to operate. All guard, sorry. They doubted us, but with heart, determination, and a small 1.5 billion investment, we secured a 3rd-tier European trophy and pre-season replica trophy. Speak now.
Oh, this is a troll. Oh, started off like a troll. It's actually a troll.
Rishab, big up. Turkish as a Chelsea fan would slap. Got high standards, winning mentality. I'd love to back a club that brings in trophies, whether sun or rain. Also, never seen the panel so quiet.
We ain't being quiet.
Probably sent in a lot earlier.
Was we quite earlier? Yeah. Hamza says Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, and City were doing. We lost the best to PSG. We lost to the best in PSG all week. Meanwhile, we just went and smoked them. Belt to our settings.
This is a good point that I think Matisse hasn't zeroed in on, but I do want to hear a bit more about that.
Shout says up the Chelsea. Matisse, if any man tells you this trophy doesn't matter, remind them that the manager that won a quadruple slapped the man and will probably be fined for a trophy no one cares about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Liverpool and GRIZZ, you know, you're not there, so you don't care. I get it, but the emotions are running high. So you, for some reason,
there's no, I don't care. Like, why would I care if another club won any trophy? And especially if we're not in that tournament. And if we're not in that tournament, you're right, the interest does die. But what I'm saying is I wanted to focus on the performances rather than the prestige or the aura about the trophy, because it's not there yet. It's simply not. And Chelsea fans can celebrate all they want, but they know it's not. If it becomes, then yeah, you can say we were the first one to smash that as well. And that's something worth saying. For me, the performances of the players and the coach are worth talking about more. That's just my opinion.
Big up Vishal. Z says, I'm sorry, Cole Palmer is an A-tier list player. Only man to destroy PSG. He was unbelievable. What he did was not normal. Wow. Box of oranges. Personally, I was not engaged with the Club World Cup until the final, but FIFA clearly has big plans for this tournament. I think Chelsea winning the first under this format will age well. Probably when you think of the money on the line as well.
Yeah, a lot of money, man. It's a
Yeah.
lot of money in this.
And
It got better as the, you know, knockouts and whatnot. It was slow starting, but it got better, man.
Nish says this is definitely bigger than an FA Cup, and I'm an Arsenal fan. Not sure it's bigger than Europa Super League. Europa Super League? Super Cup?
What is this bigger than? Let's have a quick little one. Was it? What do we all think? Where does it rank in there?
The thing bigger is just it's you know, this is the Club World Cup. So I think the statement that it's bigger than FA Cup in that context, obviously. But in terms of FA Cup being the longest serving domestic cup competition and the heritage behind it and whatnot, some people will lean on that in terms of saying what's bigger.
How about the European competitions?
No, but I'd rather win that Club World Cup than the FA Cup.
Yeah, because to get there you have to win better things than the FA Cup.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How about the European competitions?
Look
How
at the
about
money,
the-
like, money though. If you win the Conference League, what do you get?
Yeah,
No, money-wise, no comparison. Yeah.
That's
Club
what I'm
World
saying.
Cup
So I think a lot of clubs would really now, because of the monetary gains, would want to be in it. The exposure. We take our clubs all over the world pre-season for exposure and like to sell the brand. And there was nothing bigger. This was a big event over there. You know what I mean? The Americans didn't buy into it because of the kickoff times, early doors. But I don't know where the next one's going to be. But it's like it almost had like
the same Brazil apparently.
it almost had like a World Cup sort of feeling to it, the way they tried to play it. You know what I mean? With all the different fans coming together and fan zones and stuff like that. So I get it. But I mean, I think it's going to be big. I do think it's going to be big. This is the first one, but I feel like it's going to be big. I think a lot of teams are going to be wanting. A lot of teams' owners are going to want to be in it next time.
Yeah, 100 million
I still don't get the qualifying criteria outside of the obvious. I get you have to have won the Champions League, but like teams like Dortmund being in it, I don't get that. Teams like
points in it, points that you get, the FIFA coefficient points or something. That's what it is, and I think you get it for being in the Champions League consecutive and shit like that. That's how they're doing it, I think.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to win the Champions League to be in it. I think it's the top 8 seeds.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when Real Madrid won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, you can't. You still need to have teams in there. Do you know what I mean? So you can't just do it off Champions League wins. You got to do it off coefficient. So it makes sense to me. I know.
The other teams in the world, it's different. The European, us teams, we've got to qualify via these points. But obviously, Saudi Arabia, everything that's going on over there at the minute, they're going to have representatives. The Brazilian teams are in it. The Argentinian teams are in it. So it was a big event, really, when you think about it. But I think the next one will be bigger.
Is there an idea where the next one is yet? Or
I heard it was. I read some reports saying it was going to be in Brazil, but I'm not sure if it was confirmed yet. But yeah,
that would be live. That would be so sick.
That's a good location.
Yeah, Brazil, bro, madness.
Big up Robert. He says scattergun approach deluded. Robert Mugabe, no elite recruitment, and here we are. Who's laughing now? We're coming next season, especially for that Champions League. You can book it. There you go. There's one on the line.
This is his new thing. Book it.
I'm loving it.
We're going to book it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
We're going to bookmark this super chat. We're going to bookmark.
on this note, actually, this one's from Jazzy saying, I'm giving bottom mid 2 options. 1, be an honourable man and do the Kai video, or 2, we meet and greet at your flat and bury the hatchet like Matisse and Robert. Hashtag.
Why would I want this guy know where I live? Why would I want this guy know where I live?
That'll be it.
You lost your mind, bro.
Yeah, but listen, I know that. This Jazzy Jeff's a bit fruity, so burying the hatchet might mean something different. I can't lie.
Burying the hatchet. On that note, we keep it moving. We keep it moving. Pastor says, best left back in the world, Cucurella. Best right back, Reese. Best centre defensive mid. Best striker, best player in the world, Cole will win in the quadruple, mate.
There you go.
Just a troll. Just someone that wants to get a reaction.
And
how do you know he's not a Chelsea fan?
No, because he said best striker João Pedro, and that's when I found out he's taking the piss.
That's when he found out.
No, he could believe that.
After 2 games, he's taking the piss.
That's the state of your fan base right now.
Nah. I refuse.
Enzo 8 says, tough thing for Liverpool and others to accept is while they had once won it all, now they haven't. If you're actually a big dog, then go on and win it. Well, next one's in 4 years. Louis says, at the end of the day, we are the only club in England and the world to win every single trophy that is possibly available to win.
That's a shot. That's a mad shot. Mad feat.
To big up Total Eclipse. Imagine calling a club World Cup, then they won a 3rd-tier Conference League, scraped 4th, and won a pre-season trophy. Matisse calls this quote a feeling of goosebumps. Turkish would call it skin disease.
I'm not even going to entertain it.
Kareem says, all jokes, rivalries, and agendas aside, Caicedo. That's it, Caicedo.
Probably the best midfielder in world football right now.
Honestly, just do one, please. Just do one.
My opinion.
Why are you're actually like you're our version of
Yeah,
Rio
I love
wow.
him. I love him. I think he's
you're actually our
brilliant.
version of Rio Ferdinand. Genuinely.
Bro,
Genuinely.
I didn't
And everyone
say
knows
that
what
like
that means.
that.
I think you're our version of Jermaine Genius.
No way.
Hey,
No
yo.
way. Impossible.
Yo.
Well, that's what I'm
Impossible.
saying. I just think
Impossible.
Caicedo is effing brilliant. I love him. Why can't you accept my opinion?
So why did you
say
you
your
have him ahead
opinion.
of so why
You say
did you
your
have him ahead of
opinion.
No,
Gravenberch?
you didn't
Why
put
did
him
you
in
have him
team of
ahead
the
of Gravenberch?
season.
Why did you
I
have him
beg
ahead
you
of
lot
Gravenberch?
avoid me.
For what
Let's do
good?
this.
Nah, bro, you didn't put him
No,
in
no,
team
no. I
of
want to
the
know
season.
why if
But
he
man,
feels
Because
he's
Gravenberch
better
had a
than
brilliant
Watford right
season.
now,
Because
why
Gravenberch-
should he have
Hey,
him ahead of
Let's
Gravenberch?
still just get a segment, a little 1 minute clip where we can play it.
Because
And then,
Gravenberch had a brilliant season. It was team of the season. I think Moises Caicedo is the better player overall. Do you?
No,
that's
you
what
just
I'm very
said
clear.
he's possibly the best midfielder in world football right now. There's no
Right
way
now.
on earth, and there's no way on earth anyone thinking that would have put Gravenberch ahead of him.
Did you not? Since the end of the season, he's won the Club World Cup and the EFL, what was called the Europa League Conference League. Brother, he's added
the
another
trophy that you
trophy.
don't rate. The trophy that you don't rate.
I know, but what I'm saying is, forgive me, I'm rating the player. Why can't you accept I'm rating the player? What's your Moises Caicedo issue? What is
There's
it?
no issue. You're just
There is an issue.
There's no
How
issue.
can you say there's no issue? You stopped the show. You stopped the show. And you're saying there's no
because
issue.
you do this all the time.
Just ignore
Because you
like
do this
everyone
all the
else
time. Because you do. You're very
exactly. Everyone
You're
else
very
laughing
like
off
you
another
make
Grizz.
sense like.
I know. But you could have just ignored it. Another Grizz shit take, hell take. Moved on. You
No,
stopped the
because
show.
you do it all the time, and then you'll go back on your word a couple weeks later.
No, I love Moises Caicedo. I love him. I think he's
Matisse,
say you didn't.
do you agree with that? Yeah.
I'm gonna let you squabble amongst yourselves. My work here is done. My work here is done.
Say no more.
Enzo Fernandez
I
for
can't
Turkish
believe
will be hopefully spinning the block soon as well because
Oh yeah, he's coming. Yeah, he's coming. Good.
Yeah. yeah, Enzo's been playing well for quite a while. I've not heard Turkish say anything about it, but it's fine. Hopefully-
well, we'll see next season, right?
No,
That's the
because
season.
the disrespect has to be as it's loud, but when the praise, if no one says a word, so it's fine. Next season,
We're
hopefully,
gonna find out, right?
hopefully,
the season coming.
hopefully.
Team of the season there, 12 months. Book it, people. Blue Moon says, well done, Cole Palmer. You lot deserve to win. Uncomfortable conversations in London starting to look blue like Manny. Michael says, beat teams from 3 different continents, including the best in Europe. Proper world champions. Tiang says, sometimes we just had to say fair play and keep it moving. Palmer, James, Caicedo, Gusto, and all their players did their job, even the substitutes. Big up Ryan. Well done, Cole Palmer FC, and big up the Big Six. Hope you man are having a good summer so far. But VAR check. Turks, I can't lie. You did say you have to win the Premier Champions League to have real European heritage.
Yeah, that's a bit mad.
I don't know. I mean, Ryan also bonds a lot like me.
Ryan,
I don't know how
That's a bit mad. I can't lie.
I thought you were boys, man.
Why do
Ryan,
you
I
need to win
told
the
you
Prem to
yesterday
have
at
European
Wireless,
heritage?
bro. You was fried, bro. I know your memory is not too good right now.
He was chilling with Robs, man, at Wireless, man. He was,
We can't, we can't take that word for gospel right now. Has says, congrats, Chelsea, well deserved. Thoughts on the Butcher Martinez being a surprise guest at your Miles' 18th birthday, Saeed?
Oh my god,
brother.
cut the cameras.
Yeah, I think
Cut the cameras.
Bro, what you mean cut the cameras?
What's happened?
The chat is very interesting, man. I don't know why you're laughing, bro. This is a very, I prefer not to speak, man.
I hope.
Wait,
Have I missed something?
I don't think you missed anything. TOBS is just, he's on a mad one today, bro. I don't know what he's drank. How many pina coladas have you had, man?
Have I missed that? You might make me feel like I got a lot to show and get a treatment.
Nah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just like, it's like,
I had to end the show, bro.
He's moving mad.
People were saying his birthday party was like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So,
how are you blaming me?
Okay.
How are you
Your
blaming
club,
me?
your
This is
club,
what I mean. It was
your
meant to
club,
be a light little
How are you
joke.
blaming me for that?
your club is finished.
Man said like,
It's nothing to do with my club.
Finished.
He just had a party in it, and I don't know what happened. Like,
Was that Ganacho standing as one of the backup dancers in your mom's pictures as well? That I saw.
Nah, I don't think he was
It
invited.
was like a photo shoot, no?
I don't-
Bro, I don't know, man. All I know is that there's a legal case going on. You know them ones there.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Maybe I do have to look the show, man. Hey,
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Toes must get this. You know what I mean?
I don't know what's going on in the world, people. I don't know what's going on.
Going against him, so that's all I know.
There to Gota says, to be fair, my head is still on the moon over Edison and the match versus Al Hilal. It's definitely a major for me. Big up match fam. Love the South Africa vlogs. My people didn't let me down. That back your chat was elite. I hope everyone enjoyed the vibes, chicken licking and icy pollen. I told you so. I listen. If you haven't watched back your chat, people, go watch back your chat, because legendary back your chat. The best we've done so far. Big up Joburg. So, you know, wherever we are next, and it will be soon, then make sure you turn up like Joburg did, because it was mad over there. Frankie says 100% in major. Did you see it spin? It glows in the dark too and has USB ports. I expect 38 cards of honor in the EPL for the world champions. Winning cups is not hard rule to winning the big trophies. Ask United how much winning meaty cups just papers over the cracks.
Oh, it's an Arsenal fan. Shock. Absolute shock.
CAA says not a major when you literally have to win to qualify, but you call FA Cup majors when you play Division 3 teams. Up the Chelsea, hating from outside the club is always lame. Top Gooner accountants talking about net spend. Win a trophy before you talk crazy. The real Zeke says, if it's a major, when is the parade? Congrats, Chelsea. Your London brothers can't chat. PS, big up all for the predictions app.
No parade. Our players have been playing football for longer than everyone else's. They need a rest for the Premier League season coming up.
Big up Aura as well. And yeah, launch soon. Ryan says, good seeing you at Wireless yesterday, but could you imagine if Tottenham beat PSG in the Super Cup final? Arsenal would be in the mud. I mean, after that performance, you know.
Matisse, give us the blueprint.
I'll email it to you.
Oh, look at this.
Okay.
Footy Boy says, unpopular opinion. I think Newcastle finish higher than Arsenal. Postman says they definitely need to improve the criteria of who makes this competition. No Barca or Liverpool included into Miami just because they have Messi. Yeah. But,
this is
that one there. They did add Inter Miami on for some.
Yeah, so that was fraudulent. That was fraudulent.
I can't lie.
Liverpool and Barca shouldn't be there. It's not based on last season. It's based on the last four in Europe.
I think even Al Nassr was meant to be on there, wasn't it? And something happened where Ronaldo rejected it or something. I don't know. Something anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's mad.
P says Enrique said he smacked João because he called him Arteta. Understandable crash out. Carlos says Liverpool had the chance to qualify, but they bottled it against Madrid. But you don't say anything about it, Grizz.
Yeah, we both do, man.
Jibs. TOBS Caicedo turned up second half of last season. Disappointed in your shocking take there. Care to explain how you got it wrong? Make your praise for Caicedo as loud as your disrespect. TOBS, please make sure you watch us more often.
No.
Sam says, Uncle Grizz, Valverde is the best midfielder in the world. Actually underrated. Real, the most important player. 72 games this season, most complete.
I wouldn't argue with that, but that's just opinions. He's been playing right back majority of the season last season, so.
Rishab says, got a feel for Matisse. Man's giving good football its flowers, regardless of the club. The energy doesn't get reciprocated. What club? The Gunner says, Matisse, Chelsea must compete for the league. No excuses from your fan base now. SAEED, what are you saying? Nico Jackson, while we have Glock 9.
I mean, yeah, we need to get a bit more sorted first and then we can talk.
That's it. But hit the like button, people. Make sure you're subscribed. That's the super chat segment done until the next one. But we'll keep it moving. 8K in the building. So, you know, let's get the likes up to 2,000. Let's make that happen. Individual channels. Everyone's doing their thing. So show some love, active throughout the summer. And let's get into the transfer stuff. We ended that Chelsea segment with Rodrigo's name coming up. And I think that is a player to potentially talk of first because Chelsea need a left winger. I know Liverpool and City are probably open to that sort of a player coming in. But do any of you see it as a likely move? Do you think he's coming to the Prem? How do you see his next few weeks unfolding? Should he leave Real?
He should, yeah.
He better
he
come
should.
to the Prem. The way I've heard his name every single day for the last 3-4 weeks, he better come to the Prem. Honestly,
Why?
he better. Because if it's not Arsenal, I'm now seeing him linked with Liverpool, and then early on it was Chelsea. I think someone just needs to bite the bullet and just put money down for the player, because clearly Real Madrid aren't fancying him. He wants to stay there, but they don't want to play him. So someone just needs to bite the bullet and make a move. Honestly, it's too much talking.
You should go buy a Munich
now.
now.
Action time. Throw the money at him and see what happens.
I actually think he needs to start showing some sort of ambition to play regular first team football, because the way Xabi Alonso was disrespecting him in that last game for Real Madrid was nuts. He brought on 2 right backs. Grizz, did you see? He brought on 2 right backs and Diaz, I think, as well before. He didn't even give him a few minutes. And he's still there doing up graphic design and thumbnails on Twitter, tweeting up white hearts and shit. So I'm not begging for Rodrigo. I don't think anyone should be begging at this point. He needs to start pushing that move if he wants to get it as well. Like,
I'll let Steve Saeed say, because I want Turkish and Toby to come back, and I want to discuss a couple of points about that, about the disrespect and Alonso. But I don't know what you guys think about.
I think it is just, I'm not gonna lie to you, to give him them sort of minutes, what he's achieved at Real Madrid, and certain games where they actually needed someone to bring on and he's not done it, and then to give him 4 or 5 minutes, I think it is disrespectful. I really do. Like, you just come into the job. You know what I mean? This guy's a player who's given a lot to, Real Madrid. I think it is disrespectful. I can't lie to you, especially the minutes that he's been given, bro. Especially for a player like of his quality, he has been disrespected. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, if it was any other player, I would have been like, you know what, fair enough. But Rodrigo's a bad boy, but like he's a certified player, bro. And for him to be doing that, I just think, like not even playing him, bro, on the bench when you could have needed a solution here and there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's disrespectful. And I think I'm with Matisse. He needs to make a stance now. Say, yo, listen, I'm leaving, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need to bounce now. So once he does that, then that's it. When everyone's going to be like, yo, I think right now, clubs are just not sure whether he really wants to leave. Like, once they find out, yo, Rodrigo's statement, I want to leave. Bang. Everyone, even if you didn't want him, you're going to make a move. You know what I mean? That's the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the Arsenals. They're going to make a move, bro. But he has to come out and do that, bro. And for me, you've got a valid reason now because you've been disrespected.
Tobes in Turkish, I don't know, you was away, but I was just going to say, because Matisse thinks, and Saeed obviously just backed it, thinks it's disrespectful. Like the fact that Rodrigo, the way he's being treated, and Alonso's not even looking at him in the Club World Cup and brought on right backs instead of him, whatever. I just wanted to know, because you guys know my opinion. I just wanted to hear everyone else's about this situation. Like, go on.
What I'm most surprised about is I can understand him not liking him on the right, because really he's, I'm not going to say awkward on the right because he does his thing, but he's not that modern day type of, that wants to cut in more than he wants to go on the outside because he's favored right foot. Why he hasn't come on for Vinny when Vinny's stinking it, that you could say that's disrespectful, or that indicates something's going on behind the scenes, that it's one or the other. Because that's, if he hasn't come on for 20 minutes when I'm seeing Vinny stink it up on his favored side, not getting a chance there, because Arda Güler actually stepped in on the right, and actually he was probably up there top 2 players for those 2 knockout games before
100%
PSG. So it was just him not coming on for Vinny that made me think, well, this is a bit weird now. So there must be something there. He's going to be available.
He don't fancy him, so he's obviously knew he was getting the Real Madrid job for a long time. He's watched him. I don't think he owes it to him to play in games. If he's the new manager and he's not going to play him because he knows he's going, then I'd rather put a player on and try something different than waste me minutes on Rodrigo. I think he's just got to go now. You know what I mean? And like Matisse said, Rodrigo, he's been there at Real Madrid. The Real Madrid fans aren't in a stink because he's leaving, so they're not really overly too hard. So I feel like someone in the Premier League is going to benefit from a good player. He's going to get a fresh start. He's going to be, well, I think he gets in most of the teams in the top 4 of the Premier League. I think he's a fantastic player, but it's whether the numbers are right. You know what I mean? The English clubs are all at the minute panicking over spending and moving players out to get players in. So the numbers have got to match up. I think there's a lot of players like that in limbo. They're on good contracts at clubs, but they don't want to make a noise in case he end up in no man's land and having to take a lesser deal somewhere else just to play football. I think everyone's just keeping the powder dry. You know what I mean? But Rodrigo's going to end up in the Premier League for me. One of the teams are going to go and get him. I don't know if a City will, because they've got Doku and Savinho and Foden and you know, and players like that. I don't know whether they'll go for him. But I mean, I can definitely see him rocking up at Arsenal, 100%. You know what I mean? Martinelli possibly
That's
could
my shout.
just fade out in the background and he could stay there, and Rodrigo could be the man, or I don't know. But I think I can definitely see him going to Arsenal. Chelsea for me, I don't know, but Arsenal, yeah, 100%.
I struggle when we say, and I say it as well sometimes, the disrespect shown to the player. I struggle calling out the likes of Ancelotti and Alonso if they don't want to pick a select player. If they don't want to pick a player, I don't call that disrespect. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, because it's obvious Ancelotti didn't play him on a regular basis. Alonso didn't play him on a regular basis. These are the guys in charge, see him day in, day out, whatever the situation. And he was bought as a wonder kid, right? From Real Madrid. Obviously, his career path is not on the trajectory that many predicted or many thought. But these guys are fucking top managers we're talking about here, guys. And they see them far, far more often than we do. We see clips of Rodrigo. Okay, I'll speak for myself. I don't watch him 90 minutes.
You don't rate Rodrigo, though.
I'm coming down, bro. What do you think I'm doing?
I just don't like the way you kind of you know what I mean, bro? I don't
know what you made this.
I'll let you
like what did you discover there? Like, but so the point I'm trying to make is, if these coaches don't rate him, and like Steve says, is obviously Alonso studied the team beforehand because he knew he was getting the job. Alonso knew he was getting the job time ago, and he's studied and he's realized who he wants to keep and he doesn't want to keep. And if he fancies Arda Güler out on the right at the moment or over him, then Rodrigo's gone down the pecking order even more than he was last season. So he's got to get out, and it's the right time to get out. Now is the time, crunch time. I want to see him in the Premier League, and I will hold that if he proves me wrong and comes into Arsenal and be the game changer that Arsenal fans think that he will be, or Liverpool fans think he's going to be the game changer for us instead of Diaz. I don't know, Chelsea or him for him, whatever. I would hold that openly. I just don't see the hype and the fury and the whole thing about, he gets into every single team in the Premier League. I don't see it. But if he does, I'm here to take licks. It won't be the first time, it won't be the last time. And if he proves me wrong and he becomes a fantastic world-class player, then I'll say, yeah, man, he showed himself. But this is his time to show it now. Go and grab a move from the Premier League and show him what you're about. The Rodrigo that we heard about 3-4 seasons ago, the young prodigy, he needs to go and prove it into one of the toughest leagues in the world. It didn't work out at Madrid, no problem. Many players have not succeeded at Madrid. This is Madrid. But go and prove it at Arsenal.
No, I think it's unfair.
I wouldn't say it didn't work out at Madrid. I think he's just been I think he's played his part. He's just been a bit part player. He's been a rotation player, and it happens. It's Real Madrid. They're a huge club.
He's a huge club.
So
respect. So I don't think he's given the respect, bro.
By who?
Yeah,
but by just in general fans, like they look at Vinny, they look at all these.
It's not by the coaches. So if the coaches not picking, how can he be rated by the fans? How can be rated by fans if he's not playing?
Grizz, don't you think there's a bit of politics at play? Because you can't leave. Vinny has been honking. You cannot leave Vinny on the bench.
He has.
After giving him the 7, and Vinny is Ballon d'Or, and we're not showing up to the ceremony, and all of these things. You see sometimes players are honking and they're playing week in, week out. Politics. Vinny's not going to the right wing. Mbappe's not going to the right wing. Rodrigo is the only selfless player, and this is where I find it. This is where I find it quite funny from Alonso.
He's out. You're right.
Hold on. This is where I find it quite funny from Alonso, because Alonso wants to do all this. I want to press from the front. I want to make a team, but he doesn't want to make the big call because Vinny's work rate has dropped off. Mbappe has not pressed at PSG. He's not pressed now. And then next thing you know, the front three at PSG, they go and win the treble. Dembele's leading the press. Rodrigo is the only frontline player in that team that will actually press, work hard, and give you both sides of the ball. And I'm so glad that it's almost lost upon that side of Real Madrid, where they don't see that the player that they're getting rid of is actually the one that suits what they're trying to do the most. And
This
this
is not gonna make.
all I want Rodrigo to do is grow a set of balls and walk away. Because right now, the only thing I'm questioning is his mentality, not his technical level, not what I think he's capable of, just up here. If you're going to continue to be a sideman at Real Madrid and get disrespected and not even brought off the bench when they need a goal and their forwards aren't playing well and they're bringing on right backs and we're trying to pretend that this is because the manager is not fancying him and he's fancying Vasquez. No, thank you.
But
I'm not having it. I'm not having it, bro.
This is my point. And you make a great point about Vinny, because today he's been reported by a reliable Madrid journalist that Vinny's new contract is being stopped. So maybe Alonso has seen something that's saying, look, yo, I can't have Mbappe and what's his name? Vinny not pressing from the start. So Vinny's contract talks have stopped. So maybe there is politics behind it. You're right. We don't know. But what we do know is Rodrigo hasn't got a future at Madrid. It's clear as light. And needs to go and show himself. I think he does need to start his, like kickstart his career. I know what you mean, Tobs. He's had clutch moments, but he really needs to be Rodrigo.
He needs to take that risk.
He needs to earn his respect. I think for me, when I look at Rodrigo, I think when you look at the balance of the team, he's better suited on the left. But because obviously Vinny gets the goals, he gets the assists, he's more of the kind of the poster boy at Madrid before Mbappe came. He was the kind of guy that was, kind of favored. But really and truly, Rodrigo is the one that's, you're looking at him thinking, rah, this guy's doing most of the stuff, the pressing, the creating and whatnot. So that's why I believe he doesn't get as mentioned as much as Vinny Jr. because he's just underappreciated. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's definitely underappreciated, but there's a bit of both, right? The fact of the matter is Vinicius is and I want to say this very delicately, right? Vinicius, to a certain extent, has earned the position that he's got at Real Madrid. Now. He has. Because but that's what I'm saying. But if you look at the last 4 or 5 years, he has been one of their best players, and he's been pivotal to the success that they've had. Right? Does it excuse him from honking like he has done for the last couple of months? Absolutely not. And I think that's where your point comes in on could the managers, both Ancelotti and Alonso, be a bit more forthcoming in certain games where they have a bit more bravery to drop Vinicius and play Rodrigo. But to be honest, it's Real Madrid. Like, I hate to say this, man are saying they're being disrespectful, but with all due respect, and I think Rodrigo's quality, this is Real Madrid. This is a team that had Di Maria as a rotation piece. This is a team that had Van der Vaart as a rotation piece. This is a team that had Wesley Sneijder as a rotation piece. It's Real Madrid. In the end of the day, it is Real Madrid.
It's not a slight on Rodrigo. Agreed.
Yeah, whatever we think, it's Real Madrid. So this is not specific to Rodrigo. This is just how Real Madrid operate. This is how they've operated for years. So, which is why I'm saying, Rodrigo, if you want to be your own man, you need to push for the move away. Or you need to encourage these other clubs to come and get you. This is Mesut Ozil. Let's not forget when they took Gareth Bale from Spurs and he went to Real Madrid. Mesut Ozil, who was a starter for them for how many years, was suddenly a side piece. So make no mistake, this is not exclusive to Rodrigo. I don't see this as a personal. I don't see it as a personal thing. This is just how it works at Real Madrid. It is.
We all have different opinions of Rodrigo. I see him as a difference maker for the 4 clubs being touted here: us, City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, right? But SAEED and TOBS, who do you think he makes the most difference for?
Arsenal.
It's a great
Arsenal.
question.
Clean.
Yeah, for sure. You're looking for a start. Like, if I look at Liverpool now, yes, I do think he would improve Liverpool. I personally think he's better than Diaz, but I don't think it's like loads, like a chasm. But I look at Arsenal, I think you lot are looking for someone who can even be reliable. Say what you want to say about Luis Diaz, but he's actually fairly reliable for Liverpool. He may go through cold streaks, but he's putting up numbers. Arsenal do not have someone who you can say is an undisputed left-hand starter. You don't have that. You don't have that. You have it for Saka. You're probably going to have it for Gyokeres. You have it for Odegaard, depending on what happens with Eze. But on that left-hand side, since Martinelli's drop-off, you've been searching for someone to literally just make that spot their own. And him and Trossard, they've been fighting, and it's not been a good fight, if that makes sense. So
I think
for me,
I agree, totally agree.
What about you, Saeed?
I can't lie. I think when you look at it, it's like almost like the final piece for Arsenal, especially on that left hand side, because they're gonna get Gyokeres. I kind of do agree with Toes. Like if you're looking at it, it's a bona fide start, a bona fide kind of like world class talent.
That's
on that
what
side.
that's what it is more than anything.
Yeah,
I
it's like no excuses then for Arteta. It's kind of almost like
100%. But I mean, if you look at Man City and Liverpool, and you add Rodrigo to that attack, he's an upgrade on what they have, and them two are already beasts in the sense they've got things over the line. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a time where we're wondering what kind of happens next, does Pep regain his feet and win the title back, because he's never gone 2 years without it? Do Liverpool kick on and never look back and do it again? And even Chelsea, bro, like, you know, off the back of this recent success, off the back of a couple different additions in attack, you add that world-class factor in a Rodrigo type of signing, you get it, the excitement it brings to the fans, to the players. Who knows what it does for them? So I think he's a difference maker for a few clubs.
I think
and it's why I'm baffled by the Madueke move. I really am baffled.
That's what I was about to say.
Because it just sorry, Matisse. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't make sense, because you're signing a player who, like, and I don't think Noni's a bad player. I think your fans have gone overboard with that one, but he's not better than Trossard, who you're trying to sell. He's not better than Martinelli, for me, who you've already deemed isn't good enough to be a starter. But you're buying him for the team because of what dribbling and power, like athleticism.
Is he not better than Trossard, Turkish?
Nah, man, come on, man. Trossard.
He's not a better finisher. Obviously, Trossard's but Noni's a better dribbler.
Yeah, dribbler. Yeah, he can carry the ball, but it's like in the final third,
they're different players. But you have to remember Trossard's age as well. Like, Trossard is not getting any better. Noni,
exactly.
They're buying him because they think that he's going to get better.
Agree. But then my point is you've got what's the young G's name? You've got one area on the right hand side who they're trying to tie up on a new contract. That's someone who could potentially step in for Bukayo Saka next season, right? You push Martinelli to a bench option, and you sign Rodrigo, and then you sign Eze. Then you have Eze, who can compete with Odegaard or can play left 8, or depending on circumstance, you could even put Eze on the wing, even though he's not going to be a traditional winger. Your squad is far more competitive there. I just don't know. I feel like the Madueke is a sidestep that didn't need to be made, but I could be wrong, and they could say, you know what, we're just going to buy the lot. We're buying Noni Madueke for depth, and we're buying Rodrigo, Eze. Calm.
Yeah, but also remember Leao. I think Arsenal, like, Rodrigo, yes, but Leao as well. Leao at Arsenal at that left wing with how he's done at AC Milan when they won the league. That's another player that could easily go into that team and make a difference. And I think Rodrigo, for us, I think that Brazilian connection with João Pedro. It would, yeah, he works harder, but look, Arsenal signed a lot of defenders. They got a lot of defenders, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, at some point, give yourself a maverick, give yourself someone that's going to literally change the game.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Change the game. You know what I mean? Change the game.
That's
how are you going to double up on Saka? You can't double up on Saka if Leao's on the other side. You can't.
Isn't that what you want with Rodrigo? Rodrigo's got the work rate and the magic.
Yeah, the magic is key here, because that's something we've been lacking for years now. Do you get it? Like 3 seasons ago when Jesus first came in terms of what he was doing in that striker position, there was a bit of magic there. He can drop a shoulder, he can turn, and he can keep moves flowing. And Martinelli excelled off the back of that. The last 2 years, it's been very stringent. And when you have games like that are tight, and you know your best bet is to put it into the box, whether a corner or a set piece or open play, you know, you need to have something else in there in the locker. So it's a bit of magic. Now, people will say Madueke has potential, and he might have potential. And you spoke of the reaction, Tobes, and I agree. I think the reaction against the player is nonsense, because as a player, I think he's decent. Do you get it? It's just that we already have decent. That decent that we have needed to be motivated by either competition coming in or leveling up by a better player coming in, or their position being somewhat in doubt. But at the same time, for 50 million outlay from Madueke, this is our 5th highest signing of all time. So he's coming in to play considerable minutes. He ain't coming in to be Saka's backup for that money. Because yes, people might say, let's see how the weeks unfold. And if we get Eze and Rodrigo, then I'm saying we're going to win the league. That's how I'd feel after them signing. Because then you look at Madueke and you think, oh shit, that one's definitely for depth considering what we've done since. but I think it hinders the Rodrigo deal more than anything, or if there was ever a deal to be had.
Yeah.
So a lot of the frustration, I've done 3 videos on Madueke. I've probably spoken of him as a player for 90 seconds in those videos. My frustration comes from the club, yet again, seemingly putting the resources into a player or a position that really we needed to maybe pause a little on before we, you know, complete other necessary steps. So yeah, the Madueke signing's weird, but you know, that's what this summer's been. It's been a weird summer because we have done moves, we have done good business. Zubimendi's a great signing. Gyokeres confirmed soon will be a great signing. But at the same time, I look at what we've lost from last season, because not only did we need to put on top of last season, just numbers alone and quality, because we was light, right? Come the end of it, we saw what injuries done to the side in the attack. We've, you know, essentially replaced. Most of our signings are replacing players. It's only Gyokeres that's over and beyond what we had, because Zubimendi Norgard replaced Partey Jorginho. That's them positions like for like replaced. Whether the ceiling, you know, increases or not, we'll find out. Zubimendi's a great signing. I said it. Whether he adjusts or not, we'll see. Madueke comes in. You could say that's the replacement for Sterling, although that was a loan. You also expect Reece Nelson to probably find somewhere else. That's who Sterling kind of came in for. So again, we've replaced Mosquera. Tomiyasu's just gone. So again, we've replaced. Gyokeres is the only sign, and Kepa, we know Kepa Neto, he's replaced as well. So the only signing we've really made over and beyond to have that impact in the starting 11 is still just Gyokeres. So the next moves I expect are the biggest moves, which hopefully are Eze and Rodrigo. Because I still think we need that. As much as Nwaneri's contract indicates to me that he's going to get time centrally, in my opinion, and that's good news. I want Nwaneri to stay. You know, we still need a bit more in attack. If Trossard now leaves off the back of it as well, we're again talking about replacing when we needed to build on top of what we had. So, you know, there is a fine line here between looking at it and saying good business, because it has been so far, but now we need those couple big chess moves in and a few players out. And that's what we need in the next few weeks. And the time's running out.
I don't think I think your other signings relatively good business. I don't think Madueke at 52 million is good business.
I think it's great business.
Yeah, of course you do.
You know what it is?
It's great
Yeah.
business.
Do you think Madueke could be like a Rafinha type player on the left?
Oh my dear.
No, he doesn't have the poise. He doesn't.
By the way,
is that really a question from you?
But by the way, why are people disrespecting Rafinha? By the way, this guy was told that
we can't ask
Leeds,
questions.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but at Leeds, he was playing on the right. He was like a really hard-working wing back, and then he went to the left at Barcelona. He's captain. He's doing a madness.
Oh, that's disingenuous, man. He was cold at Leeds.
Imagine
He wasn't. He was alright. It was good.
Nah, he was
doing this
cold,
on
man.
purpose.
He was cold at Leeds. He was talented,
He's doing
bro.
this on purpose.
He was good.
Yeah, I know.
but-
Listen, I hear it, man. I hear it. Like, carry on.
No,
I'm here
because
for
like the Tactico said that the chance creation is on the right with Odegaard and Saka. So then Madueke is just at the back post, kind of just finishing things. And I was like, oh, okay, fairs.
So does anyone actually see like a positive in this move? Because obviously I'm emotional, I'm negative at the best of times, pessimistic, and yeah, I mean,
There's one positive. Sorry,
What I
go
will
on.
say, it's not really my opinion on it, but when I was in London this week, right, a lot of Arsenal fans were warming up to Madueke. I didn't see any negativity towards him, you know. Like, and I don't know if it's just a case of
when
like,
he becomes your player, he's your bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
None of the
Yeah,
animosity
100%.
should be towards him, because it's not
I think
his
it's the fee.
fault. to
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think for me,
certain-
the fee, obviously, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, again, it's from Chelsea, and I think that's always going to be added, kind of almost like, you know, this outrage why we're taking players from Chelsea. But the thing for me, what I don't get is from this is that you could have just literally bought in a better player for that price, bro. That's where I look at it right now. Or use the fee to go and get Rodrigo. You know what I mean? And if you're saying there's backups, well, you can go and get backups for, you know, 10, 20 million. You know what I mean? If you need to, 20 million max. Yeah, there are backups out there you can go and get that are ready to play squad player, bro, that are there available in the market. My thing is the fee and the fact that, like I said to you, you've got Chelsea's player and they're knowingly going to upgrade in that position. They are. Like, they're going to buy someone now.
They already
better
have.
than well, yeah, they already have, but I'm saying
They already
this
have.
is new money. This is fresh money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They spent that money on Thingy, knowing that they were going to get money from Madueke. So I just think when you look at it, it's the fact that the added kind of like anger comes from the fact you bought it from Chelsea, bro. Had it been any other club, it would not have been a problem.
I think I agree with about the Chelsea angle, but I also agree about. I think it's intriguing to see what you do with Ranieri now. That's what I would. If I was Arsenal fan, I would be like, so what's the plan with Ranieri? Like, is he going to be inverted? Is he going to move to a different position? Because literally, Madueke and Matisse will know far more than me. But Madueke, for me, is literally a right winger.
Best of the right.
Yeah. And that's
Ranieri is better than him. So,
but this is where I'm going. So what does it mean for Ranieri? I know Ranieri's young, but he's not that young now. Come on, let him play football now. And if with the Madueke signing, it suggests less minutes for Ranieri, unless there's a positional change for Ranieri, which I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's sorry, go on, Turkish.
No, I just say I'd assume central. I mean, he is just still 17. Even,
will it be?
But I mean, with the Madueke outlay, I'd assume so. But then again, Eze is I see him more as a central player than a left winger. So listen, you know what?
That's a serious signing, by the
way. Numbers matter, right? You need options. So for me, Ranieri can play, either position, and he can play it well enough, in my opinion, to be given minutes. So I'm happy with him sorting a contract. I'm happy with Madueke being the 4th addition in attack, on top of Gyokeres, on top of Eze Rodrigo, for example. But anything more than even third, attacker coming in, I think we could have used the money better elsewhere. That's my only thing.
Yeah, ultimately you want a better player at your football club, and you've not really got that at Madueke. But in terms of what I do think he would bring to Arsenal, you actually have someone off the bench who you can bring on, and he can open up a game of football. What he's going to do after he opens up the game of football is a lottery. Is he going to shoot because he's greedy as hell? Is he going to get the cross right? But if there's one thing I've noticed when I've watched him play for Chelsea, whether he plays off the left or off the right, he is aggressive as an attacker. Like, he'll get the ball, he'll want to take on his man 1v1s. He can beat you on the outside, he can beat you on the inside with the strength and the pace. So I do think he will bring that. And if I'm being honest, I look at your wingers, Bukayo Saka's the only one I can confidently say he will beat his man more often than not. You can't really say that for your other wingers. So if you're in a game,
I agree.
Martinelli can, but it comes down to
Wi-Fi is disgusting, by the way.
I know we've spoken about this.
I just feel like the levels for next season, with the way this show is so gargantuan, we shouldn't really be tolerating this level of Wi-Fi now.
Yeah, I reckon deducting points next season.
I think we should deduct him points. Deduct him. How many times does he come out of the thing now?
I'm ready. I'm ready, bro.
You better move house before the season starts, bro. We're running out of time. Speaking of running out of time, bro. You're running out of time, bro.
What are we for?
Probably gonna start season -6,
bro. Save me from this no fiber hell, bro. Honestly, but what I was actually saying is Martinelli, he can dribble, but I don't think. I think there's more of a guarantee to beat their man when it comes to Noni with the ball than Martinelli, especially if you're getting double teamed.
It has to come with a tweak tactically, and Zubimendi can move the ball quick into between the lines into the 8, the 10, Rice, Odegaard, Eze, hopefully, right? And if Eze isn't the profile, we're getting in as well. I think Zubimendi, Eze, Madueke, and Gyokeres, you're looking at the type of player, and it has to come with a switch up from Mikel a little bit, a switch up maybe back to the 22-23 style a little bit in terms of moving the ball quicker, because I think Martinelli and Odegaard have both regressed a little because of the changes in instructions. Saka's just leveled up beyond those. Obstacle in front of him, smacks it down. But I think even forget just Madueke, who I agree, give him space, one-on-one opportunities, get the ball to him quick. That's the best Madueke you can get. I think it's the best Odegaard you can get, and I think it's the best Martinelli you can get as well. So on top of Gyokeres, the tactical tweak we come in with next year, I think, especially when you see the start of the season for us, we've got to get it right. We've got to get it right, and that's why getting in players early was such a big thing. And many will argue we have, and we've still got weeks left. I still want 2 big signings, but yeah, we should. Well, I say we should. I don't think we will get both. That's the problem.
That'll be what? If you get the 2 signings added to the ones you've got now, 6, what's 8 signings then?
I know, but who knew that much was in the end needed? You get it? Like,
these Arteta fans seriously are backing this manager after being, because what's this going to be now? What, nearly $1 billion spent. Then if you
No,
decide-
If Eze and Rodrigo come in, it's past $1 billion.
Wow. And we tell Chelsea
This is-
fans, and we tell
this is
Matisse.
mad, you know. This is a lot of money, you know. Like Steve, what do you think about
In
this?
7 seasons, is that
Not-
Man
much?
said, Steve, what do you think
Not
about
like
this?
to talk about it. Not
Say
like to talk about it. You know what I mean? This is the Arsenal. This is the Arsenal.
I've seen Steve Small and
The
sleep on
Arsenal
man. Wake him up, man.
This is the Arsenal section, yeah? They're not allowed to be disingenuous. You've got to tell them how good they are. You know what I mean? We're all giving everyone a cuddle and that and stroking Arsenal heads. So just keep talking and make them feel good. Because last week they didn't have a representative and they were all upset. Some guys taking me to court for child support because I slapped Arsenal about a bit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm just enjoying it. I'm letting everyone talk and blow smoke up their ass and give everyone a cuddle and make them feel good and that. You know what I mean? It's like when your kid goes to bed in the dark and they're a bit scared and you've got to tell them how it's going to be all right and put the light on and that. That's what you lot are doing now. So just carry on.
There you go, Saeed. Did you get what you wanted?
No, honestly, I just wanted to wake him up, man. Just, you know what I mean? Just liven it up a little bit.
Saeed.
All I've seen this week is people, you know, the murals they painted outside the ground. People have been writing Arteta out on it and that.
But
Yeah,
Steve,
that was
why would
right.
they do that?
Is everybody happy? Is everybody happy over there? Are
Yeah.
they not happy over there? You know,
No,
I don't
I
know
think
what's going on.
There's meant to be glazing because you've had that Gyokeres opinion for months. You even had that when he scored the hat trick against City. And then they expected you to glaze, but
They
now
all
they're
tuned
doing
in
up
and I've had
graffiti.
the abuse. They call me a bald bastard. You're this, you're this, that, and the other. I've had every name under the
Yeah,
sun.
leave it at that. Leave it at that.
You
Leave
know what I'm
that.
saying? But it's
Not
what it is.
abusive, it's the truth.
You know what I mean? And then they go, you're not allowed to answer him back. Get him off the show. We want Hugh. Get him back. It's just sensational shit, man. You know what I mean?
No, on that stuff though. I mean, obviously, I was away and whatnot, and I see the comment section after and the whole unsubscribing thing. People, like, if you're taking it that much to heart, right?
Bro.
Then just leave quietly. It is fine. I don't mind. Like, my problem is not unsubscribing, but then it's the people saying it, then the sheep following it and whatnot. You know what we have to do? We have to win something. And when that happens and we're on this show, it'll be a different time because then people can't talk the way they talk about us. This is an internal thing. We must win something, and it is this season. Whether we sign Gyokeres or Sesko, whether it's Rodrigo or Madueke, whether it's Zubamendi or Norgard, whoever it is that comes in, the task remains the same. Win. This is the season to win. So obviously my frustration at the summer comes from I still don't have enough X factor players that makes me feel like we are or even capable of doing that. But that is what changes the narrative, people. Us winning. There ain't nothing we can say, do anymore, even if it is about our rich history and heritage, because we do have that. But it's still everyone has some sort of history now, especially on this panel.
On the show, yeah, I've ripped SAEED apart. Yeah, I ripped United apart. Yeah, because that's just my opinion. No one's asked. We have it, and that's it. Chelsea and the Gremlins. Nobody got ripped more off me than Chelsea and the Gremlins. They give it me proper. I went on every show after they beat the Champions League. I had to, have Matisse in suits. I had full-on court cases going on. Yeah. And I'll happily do the same with Arsenal. You know what I mean? I'm on the show tomorrow. Dan Potts, 11 o'clock. Come over. Well, I'll talk about it. But just because my opinion is not the same as everybody else's opinion, that's just me. And it always will be me. But my track record is quite good. Did I not, after one game last season, tell you that Xerxes was shit? One game. Did I not tell you that Højlund was shit?
Can you allow this Xerxes hate?
Yeah, you started
I'm
not gonna lie, Saeed.
Allow Xerxes, man.
I don't allow Xerxes, man.
Did I not tell you? Did I not tell you that Donny van de Beek was shit? And they told me no, he wasn't. So I'm telling you my opinion.
Don't forget Alessandro Martinez, the butcher.
And my opinion is that Gyokeres is not the right man for the mould. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Eze, great player. Perfect. Can see him at Arsenal. No problem. Rodrigo, game changer. No problem.
What do you think of Madueke?
It's my opinion. When Man City haven't got a rep on here, you don't get everyone crying in the comments going, I'm not tuning in and I'm unsubscribing and I'm going home to tell me mum because he said that, City was shit. You know what I mean? No one gives a shit. Just take it on the chin, man. You know what I mean? The most confused fan base in the fucking world is Arsenal. I don't know whether Madueke is a good player, a bad player. I don't know whether you want him, you don't want him. I don't know whether Rodrigo's good or bad. I don't know if Arteta's the man, he's not the man. I've seen the mural's been defaced. You know what I mean? And there's all sorts of madness going on. So it's just, I don't give a shit. I'd just like to apologise to absolutely no fucker for what I did last week. And it's going to happen. So if you're going to unsubscribe on that, you better sign a petition. Because when the season starts, it's going right off. It's going right off.
You know what?
Can I just round it off, people?
Go on,
just know, if you now comment off the back of that Steve monologue now, you are inciting more of this. Yeah. So, like I said, refrain, have a drink of water, bring the fan out. I know it's hot.
Calm down.
Cool down. And just leave.
You know, there's no one better at 3 o'clock in the morning who goes through all them comments and drops nuclear bombs.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling them. Stop,
bro, I can't lie. I'm there ready.
It's not on. But yeah, Matisse, sorry, go on.
Look, you're at the end of the day, it's big clubs. It's big clubs, apart from maybe one on here. I'm not going to get into it, but big clubs. And big clubs have to win things. Like, everyone can yap and everyone can talk and everybody can make their points as much as they want. But at the end of the day, have you won? And have you won recently? Because West Ham, Crystal Palace, Newcastle have all won more recently than Arsenal. And that is the facts of the matter.
Wow.
So you can even forget this panel. That's the facts. So I wouldn't even be too arsed crying over Steve. I'd be zoning in on like Turkish said, look internally, because it's really down to you and your club to win. No one else can force you. No one can force you to drink the water. You have to win the trophies at the end of the day. It's been how many years? 7 years now with the same manager. If that was any other club, the manager does not stay that long. They don't stay that long. There's been enough progress. There's been enough process. There's been enough trajectories. There's been enough upward momentum. Bro, it's done now. And you have to just rise and just take the smoke. That's it. It's over. You have to do it. And if you don't,
like I said, whatever happened in the summer, we know what we have to do. Or surely everyone must know what we have to do now, regardless of excuses and reasons. Move forward. We've, 14th of July. You can argue it's been a good window so far, but you could definitely argue there's some more work to be done at the bare minimum. So let's do what we need to do.
I just think the way you celebrate everything else, right? Like, you need to celebrate a trophy now. You celebrate transfer windows, you celebrate stats, you celebrate the new football director. What's his name? Berta. Like, the work he's doing, everything's being celebrated like, madness on social media. So you need to get that feeling of actually winning a trophy. And I know you've said in the past that you don't consider, the cups as such. But even a cup, man, that's the very, very bare minimum this season. And I don't think any Arsenal fan will disagree with that. Like, even the most positive. You must. We say it every season for different clubs. But for Arsenal,
league title.
You must this season.
League title. That's what it needs to be. League title. And then worry about everything else.
Otherwise, Steve's there waiting at 2 o'clock in the morning. He's there. I'm telling you now.
if we don't win something, there has to be change. That's what it has to be now.
Can I just say one thing? Obviously, Arteta, when I bigged him up and I said he was a good coach, and he was, and what he's done there, okay, he's not brought the trophies, but from where you was to where you are now, it's a different zone. Yeah. But there does come a point where you have to take a step back and think, okay, he is good, but is he that man that's going to get us over the line? And the last few seasons have shown, if you miss out one, then you go again and you get over the line, you think, yeah, he learned from his mistakes. But if you miss out this season, that's 4 in a row that you've finished second, right? So it's not a record you want. So then that tells everybody, including Arsenal fans, including the Arteta fans, that he's not the man. I've said it before. City won the league with Arteta. We loved him and we thought he was the best. The season after, the people up top identified that, no, it's not quite going to work. And we got rid. And we went mad. But without them getting rid of him, we won't be where we are now. So sometimes you've got to trust the club. And I feel like the pressure this season is massive on Arsenal. They can try and deflect it and say, no, it's not. It's massive because City have got trophies in the bank. Chelsea have got trophies in the bank. Liverpool have got trophies in the bank. Man United have got their own pressure. It's Man United. They get it. Tottenham have now won a trophy in your city. And everyone, the Arsenal fans are craving for it. So this is what I'm saying. The pressure is on. Do I think Arsenal are a million miles away from the league? No. I've said that on here many a time. Everybody this time last season was basically saying Arsenal will win the league. We all thought they were going to win it. They haven't. If they go out and get Gyokeres, Eze, and even Rodrigo, there's no excuses then, because the pressure is ramped to the top. I can't have people in the chat going, but there's nothing, because we went to sign Haaland and we was told you've got to win the league. You've got to win the Champions League now with Haaland. You've got to do it. You can't bottle it. And we went and done it. And that's what Arsenal have got to do. Like Matisse said, we've had the dancing, we've had the bullshit, we've had the murals, we've had all that shit. We just want to see the Arsenal deliver now. And whether that upsets people, whether you think that's fucking not me glazing or not, that's just me as a football fan being honest. I seen Arsenal win last year, beat City 5-1. I seen them go and beat Real Madrid over 2 legs. Did it count for anything? No, it didn't. Like I said to that Arsenal guy you had on here the other year, you'll get that on DVD and that'll be it. No one else will give a fuck. And nobody gives a fuck. Because Tottenham went and won the Europa League and Chelsea's gone and won the World Thingies. This is what I'm saying. It's not me hating Arsenal. It's me telling the truth. Go and win the league. And then people like me have to shut up. We have to shut up. We can't say nothing. I have to sit here and let you rip me and go, we fucking roasted you. We got it together. Arsenal are Premier League champions. Then I'll stand there and clap, and all of us will. But until then, put up or shut up. That's it.
I know people keep talking about the league, but I feel like this group are missing the trick with the cups. I really do. Everybody's talking about the league, the Champions League, and I get that. That's the majors. That's what really proves that Arteta's actually done the job that, you know, he set out to do, and he's taken Arsenal right back to the top. But when you win a trophy, it sets a mentality in the team. And this group of players at Arsenal have still not won a League Cup. They've not won an FA Cup. We keep talking about the FA Cup that Arteta won. That was with a different team. That was with Aubameyang. I'm not saying like that.
No, but your point when TOBS asked you to put your neck on the line, you've spent a lot of money as well. You've now won 2 things in a row, but you're still weary to put your neck. So it's not relative. It's not Man United won the Carabao and the FA Cup.
No, but your team's different, bro. No, but your team's different. Because
I'm not hearing FA Cup or Carabao Cup this year, bro. I'm hearing that's it.
Your team is on the precipice of winning a major, and you're not getting over the line. And what I'm saying is that if you take the cups more seriously, I feel like it will instill the last bit that you might be missing, as well as we're talking about recruitment, yes. But I feel like your team have not won. You've not won anything.
This myth that we don't take it serious is like an excuse for Arteta as well.
But I feel like your fans don't take it seriously as well, because you guys are just overlooking it like it's nothing.
Man. Like our fans, I mean, even Lee, who's the most critical at the Lee Gunner at the best of times, he said if we win Carabao Cup next year, 2-year extension. I wouldn't say something like that.
I disagree with that, but yeah,
that cup is held in high regard by a lot of people. FA Cup is definitely held high regard, but you know, it's time for the major now. They're lovely. FA Cup in particular, I love that. But the Premier League title, that is the one we need this season. That is the one we need this season. If anything else comes, so be it. That's nice, beautiful. But the Premier League, we need.
It's having a taste for things, isn't it? And
yeah, let me do the super chats and then keep it moving as well.
Yeah.
Jibsy says, no worries, TOBS, don't answer. You know, I said facts to you anyway. Matisse, be unbearable for the next 4 years for more success. They said we were finished. If the prize fund was 10 mil, nobody would be calling it a major. They'd be calling it a pre-season tournament. The money helps. Adar says it's not disrespectful. We all knew if any one of the front 3 was going to be a casualty, it was always going to be Rodrigo. Even Rodrigo probably knew this and stayed. Kevin might be on the minority here, but Rodrigo doesn't seem attractive at this point, and it has little to do with talent. The boy is lacking that dog in him, which a lot of people are mentioning, the mentality and the comfort levels. Jibs, again, as my first super chat wasn't answered, Matisse, are you concerned we haven't got cover for Cucurella yet?
Yes.
I'm worried, playing every game, club and country. Thoughts on Kyle Walker-Peters?
Yes, it's a massive, it's a massive issue we need to address. We need to get a left back to cover Cucurella. Absolutely. Probably the most important thing right now, because there's no balance.
All right, cool. Watched back your chat. Uncle Grizzly Bear looked like back in the chicken shop working the fryer. Made the devils extra crispy.
Yeah, fuck knows what you're talking about, mate.
Journo Enrique, why did you hit Pedro? Enrique, he called me Arteta. We've had that one already, brother. Thank you for the $5. Joe says Gyokeres and Madueke for 105 mil. Good business. Can look at it as 80 for Gyokeres and 25 for Madueke.
Yeah. why stop there? Why stop there? Enzo Fernandez was 60 million and Cole Palmer was 60 million or whatever. I don't know.
Petition to replace Spurs with Forest or any other club in the Big Six. Why are they here?
They did win.
We're gonna talk about Forest real soon. Yeah.
People say 48 plus 4 is too much for Madueke. So was exact same Chelsea spent on 20-year-old Jamie Gittins. Money well spent? No, obviously not.
Elanga as well. Elanga was 55.
Yeah, but Elanga's done more than both.
I think Madueke is.
Has he done more than Madueke? Really?
Madueke is definitely more talented than Elanga.
Really?
I don't know, man. I'd rather have Elanga than Madueke.
Elanga's last season for Forest is better than any season from Madueke.
Yeah, any season. I'm with Turkish.
Is that like a juiced up Brennan Johnson? Is that what that is?
Sorry,
no.
I think Madueke is better than Elanga.
Oh no, but if we're talking player for player, that's different though. But if we're talking who's actually earned that value,
yeah, I agree.
Elanga's done more he's had a season of good performances.
Yeah, I don't think he's earned that value, but yes, there's more of an argument for Nottingham Forest asking for what they've asked for him than Chelsea did for Madueke. But the fact of the matter is, Madueke is playing for a better team. There's more expectation on him to perform, and I do think with the ball at his feet, I think he's a better footballer.
That's fair. That's fair. How do you know Arteta wants him on the wings? He might be a backup to Benny or Zinni. Are you talking here, Madueke?
Yeah.
Martin's Super Medi and Noni Madueke ain't winning Arsenal the league.
Yo, Grizz, when are you gonna say his name? Go on, say his name now, innit?
I've learned how to say now.
Nah, fuck off. Say it. I had to put up with that shit for 2 years. Say his name.
AZ says, can only speak for myself. No issue with Steve bantering Arsenal. Just feels like the panel spends more time bantering than proper footy chat.
I agree, man. We talk proper football.
Me and SAEED on the Gyokeres thing was actually talking about Gyokeres and the stylistic fit, but you lot didn't clearly listen.
Yeah, you didn't listen, man.
You're still rattled by Steve.
You can't be talking about tonight anyway.
Me, you, and SAEED was counteracting Steve.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. I don't understand what
they weren't
listening,
watching,
bro.
They didn't listen.
If I came on here and started like analysing everything, and we all did that, we've done it before. The show was boring tonight. Why? Because all you did was talk about football. Well, it is a football show. That's what you know what I mean? Why didn't you speak about Arsenal? Because it's not an Arsenal show. It's a football show. It's like, well, you'll never win. You know what I mean? You'll never win. So listen, there's a reason why you're all here, you know, in the chat and everyone watches it week in. Some weeks it's going to be for you. Some weeks it's not. Some weeks you're going to get angry, you know, and go to bed pissed off. Some days you're going to go to bed very happy. But other than that, just it is what it is.
Do you know what it is? Can I say something as well? It all depends on the topic. Huh?
Yeah, man.
Oh, another one.
Oh,
yo, man, you lost. Forget it, man.
Dan says, yo, Matisse, today Laurie said Arsenal had more fans because they're bigger online. Chelsea have more followers on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
I just leave Laurie to do what he's doing, man. I'm not.
Are we actually doing social media?
I'm not involved.
I expected better from Laurie.
Laurie was Googling what makes a bigger club. He lost it today.
I
expected better, man.
I don't expect better from Laurie.
Couple members chats in as well. Jashar says, I can't believe after earning Chelsea over 100 M's, they are going to erect a statue to their living legend, Mikel Arteta, Havertz, and Noni. Robertinho says, big up the panel, minus GRIZZ. Ayo, Steve, big up the panel.
That's wild. What did GRIZZ do?
What do you think the solution for City's backline bar Pep stubbornness with the Unks?
We need a right back. We know that. Probably need a younger, fresher centre back. Probably RK Stones or Akanji one's got to go, but I don't know if he's going to do it. I think we might get a right back, but as far as centre backs go, I think he's keeping them all. So we're in for the ride, man.
And this one last in Rookie says, champions of the world, can you sing that? And on that note, we move into whatever's left over that we haven't talked about transfer wise. I mean, to be honest, there's quite a bit. Liverpool, well, I say Liverpool. Ekatike going to Newcastle. GRIZZ was piping up about something in WhatsApp and told.
He's getting very excited.
Piping up, you know, man, we're having discussions.
Okay.
You were
what's going on?
Okay.
And TOBS as well. Tottenham obviously active. Got a couple of days, 48 hours. Kudus release clause. Gibbs White release clause. Then taken to court. That's gone quiet, but you're still confident. So yeah, start off Tottenham.
Yeah, unprecedented, I must say. I didn't see that coming back to back, but I also didn't see them taking us to court because of it as well. A lot of people were spamming my videos. Oh, this happened with Chelsea. The deal's off. I'm like, no, it isn't. Why is the deal off? Because you say the deal's off. The deal's not off. The player has agreed terms with Tottenham. Tottenham have agreed a fee with Nottingham Forest. The issue is Nottingham Forest. They are embarrassed. They don't like the fact that they're losing their player for 5 million more than they made from Elanga. They want more money out of this deal, and they're prepared to make us sweat and wait to sign the player.
Is that copium? Do you not think you've done anything illegal?
I don't. Until someone.
But you wouldn't know. That's the thing. You wouldn't know.
I agree. That's why you asked for my opinion. I didn't say it's
we didn't think we did anything illegal with Elise, and then we did. So that's why, like, you should be shook. Well,
the reason why I'm relaxed is because everything the club are saying implies that they don't think they've done anything wrong. If they did think they've done something wrong, then surely something would give. Right? They've lodged a legal complaint today. They've lodged the complaint to the Premier League, and yet the club are still insistent that they've done things by the book. So why am I going to then believe that the club are lying?
I just want to see you stress.
I'm not stressed. I'm really not stressed. I expect him to be a Tottenham player. You want me to be sweating. I'm not sweating. I'm already thinking about the DM and the left back / left centre back or the striker. I'm not stressing about this Morgan Gibbs White deal because I expect it to go through. I just think we may end up paying more money, or we may end up waiting longer to sign him. But I expect him to sign for Tottenham.
Because is it the fact
60 million?
No, but the thing is it the fact that because obviously when City were going after him, I was hearing 100 million, and it was a crazy amount of money. Like, why all of a sudden are they mad that that you've triggered the release clause? I really don't get this deal. Like, is it because yeah, go on.
So basically they've said that we tapped up the player, so they didn't give us permission to speak with the player, which is I'm calling bullshit on that. There's no way on earth Daniel Levy is sanctioning a £60 million deal unless we've gone through the proper channels. Secondly, they're saying that we've obtained information relating to his release clause illegally. So they think that we've used back channels to get that information because of how specific the offer was. And my answer to that is, how does any club find out about release clauses? Like, how does any club find out about release clauses? I don't get it. And I'm not saying it to take the piss out of Forest. I'm asking to be educated because I don't understand it.
The agent, innit? The agent will phone.
That's what I was going to say.
Around.
It's from their player side. Definitely.
The agent told Tottenham there's a release clause, and they've just basically, it happens in football. You're messing with the Forest guy, the owner. He's a loose cannon. You've seen him on the pitch. We've seen him fucking doing mad shit. So he's a loose cannon. It's like the Napoli guys and that. You've got to tread carefully when you're dealing with certain clubs, and I think Forest is the same. And I think when you piss him off, they're just gonna. He's going anyway. That's it. If he's got a release clause, it's been activated. You can take him to court all you want. It's not happening. He's going.
This is it. This is where I'm at with it, and that's why I'm like, they're doing it to save face. Like, they bought him for big money. Let's not forget they bought him.
It's just beef. It's just like, it's just literally beef. It's like they're just trying to prolong it. You're like, you can't be that level of player if he's decided to go and move. How do you fix that now suddenly? Do you know what I mean? They're just trying to prolong it and make a scene.
GRIZZ, what happened with Van Dijk and Southampton?
Yeah, and we just settled it behind the scenes. Apologized. We know what one they wanted.
In the next window, you got him, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they did something wrong, though. It's not been proven that Spurs have done something wrong.
I'm not saying it's been proven. I'm just saying you have to be open to the idea that you may have done something wrong.
I am.
Why? Because why would Nottingham Forest just randomly we're taking?
I just explained it to you. I literally just explained it to you. Why? Because they've just sold Elanga for 55 million.
I'm with Toby.
So you're saying they started a court case because they're salty?
Yes,
no.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I think what Toby should be alluding to, if he hasn't alluded to it, is how do you prove that you knew about the release clause has been leaked? You can't. It's very difficult to prove that you knew about it. Do you understand? So that I think I think it's a much ado about nothing. I expect them to be Spurs players.
Sorry, apologies. Let me clarify. I don't think they've taken us to court or they're lodging a complaint because they're salty. I think they've lodged a complaint and they're taking us to court because they're salty and they're trying to squeeze more out of the deal. They're trying to prolong this deal and they're trying to say, hey, you know what? If you agree to maybe change your payment terms or give us 5 or 10 million more, we'll drop the case and then we'll sort the deal out and you can get the player. Because what's going to happen? One sec. What's going to happen is now that they've lodged a complaint, we don't know. We're at the mercy of the Prem. We're at the mercy of whoever it is that's responsible for dealing with the legal complaint. We don't know how long that could take, and that could prevent Morgan Gibbs-White from joining us in good time. And before you know it, he's missed 1 preseason game, 2 preseason games, 3 preseason games, and then he's already behind. So now it's a case of how desperate are we to try and quicken this deal, but it also is in their best interest to move him on, like Steve said.
So that's fine.
Is it? I don't agree with that.
It is.
Hold on.
He's a top professional. I don't think he's that guy.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about kicking up a fuss. The player's going to leave. Like, he's going to leave. He's going to join Tottenham. It's just a case of when. So if you let it drag, then you're leaving yourself with less time to replace him. You're leaving yourself with less time to replace him.
I agree with that point.
Money in your pocket as well in a season where you're playing the Europa League.
Okay,
is that really beneficial for your club?
So, but can I just say that should be illegal? If there's a release clause and someone's activated it legally, you cannot try and get more money for the deal. That's the release clause. You negotiate the contract. That's your fault. You have to hold that. You shouldn't be allowed to drag on a deal. What's the point of having a release clause if you can just drag on a deal and take someone to court?
But that's my point, Matisse. They're trying to frustrate because they know
whatever way this goes, there should be action. Nottingham Forest should have a penalty for that. For me,
they're not. What penalty are they going to get?
I don't know.
Penalty are they going to get?
They should be fined. They should be fined.
No, but they'll say that is the way that the player's been tapped up. You know what I mean? And what they'll kind of come with some kind of legalities on that.
There's probably an official way you've got to do it. So you've got to send an email to whoever to say we want to inquire about Morgan Gibbs-White. Can you tell us about the asking price? And then they've got to probably be legally got to say he has a release clause of X. But what has happened is they've probably got wind about it and they've probably worded it as if there's already been contact or someone said something that made it not be official. And he's obviously seen his ass. That's all he's done. But it's happening anyway. And I think Spurs have done good business. I think Kudos and Morgan Gibbs-White instantly improved them a lot. You know what I mean? And I feel like the manager improves them a lot. I think he's got that something about him where, you know, he is a good coach and he's like, he can bring them all together. With Ange, I just don't think it ever sat right. You know what I mean? Even though he won the trophy and that, people knew it wasn't quite right. Tottenham Hotspur being down there, it is not right. It's not, no matter what happens, you can't paper over it. And he had to have a change. And I feel like them signings are a little bit of a statement to say
it's a massive start.
Yeah, he's made a good start. And the good players, he's not like, you know, when we all look at the clubs and make signings and we think, yeah, it's not really, don't suit the club. They're not taking them up a level. It's just around about their level. I think both of them signings take them up quite a bit for me. So,
but key is, and I think Toby will agree, key is, it's a fantastic start. What's his name? Rodgers and Mbeumo. Sorry, Rodgers and? Who's the other player? Not Rodgers.
Oh, Gibbs-White.
Gibbs-White
and Kudos.
Yeah, is his Mbeumo and Vissa. Like that's the plan.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you can see it very clearly. But, and I'm sure Toby has made loads of noise about it, it's key what they do at centre back. If Romero is leaving, or if, you know,
probably staying.
The Dutch fellas' hamstrings are made of, like, you know what I mean, Weetabix. They need to do something at centre back. I think that's key.
Absolutely.
Is Is Kulusevski going back to left to right wing with him?
We don't know. He's injured at the moment, so but you would think that he's going to be used on the wing.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and make him the Mbeumo.
I think they both can be, but one is going to be like one for me is better. Kudus is better than Kulusevski, but Kulusevski was a regular for us last season. Now he's going to be competing for a spot, and Kudus is going to be competing for a spot. That makes our squad better. It makes our squad better.
Can play left wing though.
No, I wouldn't want him on the left. He doesn't play well on the left. He's not.
No,
nah,
I don't like him.
No way. I don't want him on the left.
Central on the right.
He has to play off the right or maybe central if it's a needs must situation.
You want him shooting
on the
his left foot as much as possible. He's a good shooter. Get him into good
position. What's your target? What's your target this year?
It depends on the other players that come in. I think it's been unprecedented because we've not seen anything like this. For Spurs to spend 55 million, then go and throw 60 million at a player literally 24 hours later. And I think we're so used to hearing what Tottenham are going to do and not seeing it come to fruition. This time it was the reverse. They actually went out and started making moves first. And then the news came out that we're closing in on a deal with potentially Saudi investors for the stadium that's going to be worth around like 300 million. And there's been that's not just sponsorship, that's also an element of investment. So apparently the same company are looking to buy a minority stake in Tottenham as well. So there's been an injection of cash, and there's a promise that there's going to be more money spent in the midfield and in defense as well. And of course, we're linked with Wissa as well. So it's good. I've never been in this position as a Spurs fan where like I'm actually seeing it to believe it, because that's what it is with Spurs. You have to see it to believe it. And I have to think that if they're willing to spend the best part of 120 million in the space of 2 days on 2 players, one of which wasn't really a need, but more of a want, then that gives me hope that they're going to be serious potentially with the deeper midfield role, with the defensive role, and possibly the strikers. So let's see.
3 more signings?
Yeah, we need it. 3. We need it.
Do you know what it is? Like you'd want to say that with all of this investment, everybody basically needs to fucking win. That's what I'm hearing. But not everyone can. Arsenal are signing loads of players. Chelsea signed loads of players. City have signed loads of players. Liverpool have signed some big players, right? And not everybody can win. All I'm seeing is guaranteed the top teams. Sorry, Syed. The top teams.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
The top teams have vastly improved their teams this summer. And it just means that, listen, you're still going to lose points because now everybody's better. And, you're going to lose the same points maybe that you would have lost to the other sides in the middle of the table. Couldn't you?
What about the biggest club in the world? We haven't talked about the biggest club in the world. It's been 2 hours. And we haven't talking about the biggest club in the world. Yeah, like Bakir Chat was telling me, Joe Berg Bakir Chat was telling me.
Joe Berg was Joe Berg, innit, man? You know what I mean? That was lit, man.
How can we spend 2 hours? What's the saying, Steve? Forgotten, ignored, bullshit. We're pricks. What's
Grizz, they've been trying to do an Mbeumo deal for the last 6 weeks. There's nothing to say.
But what is this biggest club in the world? 2 hours, 3 minutes into big chat. Yeah. We haven't mentioned the biggest club in the world. Are they finally being ignored? Are they finally being ignored?
I don't know. We haven't mentioned Liverpool, so are they being ignored as well?
We haven't talked about Liverpool.
But the way Man United have been literally cobbling pennies together to try and get this Mbeumo deal done, it tells you the situation that they're in. It's peak. It's very peak that they're struggling to get this deal over the line, bro. And it's clear what Brentford want. It's clear what Brentford want. It's been clear for weeks.
I know. That's the what's.
Yeah, there ain't really nothing to say. Is there?
I can't lie, but when the here we goes, you know what I mean? Then we can talk. But right now, they're concentrating on that, and we can't get the players that, you know what I mean, that are out there that need to be get rid of. Garnacho, Rashford, all of them players. We're struggling to get rid of them. So it's man. It's not looking good, man. Can't lie.
All right, cool. Midway through July,
TK gone.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we're never really that interested in him, to be honest with you.
Can't afford him, that's why.
Yeah.
You'll frame it either way.
Gyokeres,
in Joburg, the first day we got there, the Mbeumo deal was announced, and I said, that's going to cost you a fucking fortune. They're not going to have that. No. We always talk about the money. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. How many weeks ago was we in Joburg? Still not been done. Brentford are just taking the piss, mate. They know.
Are they taking the piss, or are United just not doing what they need to do?
No,
I
but
don't
no,
think they're
you,
taking the piss,
Saeed,
Brentford.
you guys have to start acting like you're broke. Like you can't. It's like Steve. When we first started this
What are
show,
we doing now?
when we first started this show, Steve knows I was living with my mate. I was having pot noodles for dinner. You didn't see me buying Rolexes and fucking taking out loans. I grafted. I remained poor, and now we're all right. We're a bit better. But you guys are still shopping at the high end. Why are you trying to buy Mbeumo when you should be trying to get Calvin Lewin? You need to, you need to just act your age, bro. Just you're broke.
Shit, know your role. Like you said,
your role.
Know your role.
Know your role. You're broke.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I was spinning
Got a
it
bit
back
of money.
to Man United about know your role and say
No,
Know your role was always Man
You know what I
United.
mean? We've got the what was it called back in the day? You know what I mean? Like the piggy bank. Like the piggy bank's enough there from Mbeumo, and then after that, it's looking like sales. So we've got enough in the piggy bank. I've saved a lot. You know what I mean? We've grafted all year, so we've just got that bit there in the piggy bank, and that's it. We can move.
Like when we were kids, or when I was a kid, you know, like you save up and you can only buy either you can buy a cricket bat or a pair of trainers. You can't have both. We save up a piggy bank and you count the pennies in there, and you know what? You look at your mates and say, you know what? I've saved up £20. It's either a pair of Gola or a fake cricket bat. You know what I mean? Which one is it? You know what I mean? That's the stage where big Man United are at. What's the latest drama that we heard about today? Something about
getting sued. Some guys sued him for food poisoning off the chicken.
For food poisoning or something, isn't it?
No. It's negligence in terms of advice being given to Twanzebe about an injury. So he's doing it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's
legendary.
Bro, you couldn't make it up, bro. That's what we're at right now, man. Like, bro, like I don't know, man. It's dark times, man. I can't lie to you,
Bro,
man.
you know what that reminds me of, when City had a player called Paul Lake, right? And Paul Lake was just about to sign for Liverpool for about $2.5 million. It would have broke the British record. He was class. Paul Lake was class, yeah? He'd done his ACL. And somebody said, look, there's a doctor in America. At the time, ACL could kill you at the time. You do your career. There's a guy in America. He's the man. You know what Man City did? Nah. There's a guy here in Cheetham Hill. He's the gaffer. We're sending you there, mate. His fucking knee was put back together with nails, and they had him running up and down the Kipak steps as a rehab and ruined his career. Finished. Never played again. This is the shit Man United's got now. They ain't sending people and injuries to these fancy doctors, mate. Cheetham Hill Road, mate. Nails. That's your level now. It's gone full circle in Manchester. We're having MRIs in Dubai, and we got our own hospital. We fix them at the Etihad. You're getting Cheetham Hill Road and getting knees done with nails. So no wonder Tunzabe's suing you.
Bro, anyone who watched Rocky, man, you see Rocky's training methods. That's what Man United's methods are. They're getting back to the 80s, man.
How much is he? Do we know how much he's actually suing United for? Because I did read it.
How much? Gym, in it, man. Sellotaping players' knees back on.
No, I don't blame him, bro, because he was treated badly at the time. I remember my mate, my boy Nuruddin, he was talking about it, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but he was treated very badly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I don't know where we're gonna get that million from, because we need all the money we can right now at the minute. So. Yeah, man.
I know where you're gonna get from. You're gonna sack a couple more people.
Yeah, a few more go. When they're looking to Sir Alex again. All right, let me get the last 6 super chats in that we've got on the board. Poljak says, in the middle of the season when Chelsea was struggling, I came here and said, Calma. Tobes called me Bob's brother. Talk now.
I don't even know what he's talking about. Bob.
Robert.
Robert is probably talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, but listen, I don't want to defend Matisse actually, because he don't defend me. So go on, I'll let Matisse handle it. I could easily.
What am I responding to?
Man, it's all good.
It's 2 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
There's nothing
to handle at this time,
nothing
man.
at this time. Nothing.
Frankie says, Saeed, my brother, what's going on with Mbeumo? The here we go is not going. Heard they're using the money for the lawyers now. Justice for Twanzebe. Literally just spoke. Frankie literally just spoke. Mohammed says, apparently it's a delay tactic because the release clause is only if they are out of the Champions League, Europa League, and now they're going to be in it. It'll be invalid. I don't know. Forest are a weird club. And Dev adds that Forest owners seem to be being lied to internally. He thought the clause is only if Forest are relegated. That's why he quoted City more. League will side with Spurs not to set a bad precedent that would come up every deal. We'll see. Arsenal once had the Invincibles, now it's Invisibles. Still unbeaten by trophies since 2004.
Wow.
Jenna says, bro, Rodrigo played 53 times this season. He's not a rotational player. He's been our starting right winger past 3 seasons, not to mention we signed him as a right winger. Yeah, he has been. He has been consistent in Europe as well. Aaron says there's rumors that Gyokeres deal could collapse as Sporting want bonuses to be easy to achieve, guaranteed, bro. It has to happen, bro. I'm not hearing any talk of collapse. You can't be this close, and it's very rare that it all crumbles from here. But yeah, we'll see. We'll be back next Monday, and we'll pick up what needs to be picked up next Monday. If you haven't already, go watch Back Your Chat. Joburg people came out on Thursday, I believe it was, and you know, it's a banger. It's a banger. Big up Skull Thuggery on the edit. So if you do go watch it and you haven't done so already, make sure you show him some love. Individual channels are all in the description below. Steve, SAEED, GRIZZ, TOBS, MATISSE, my channel, all there, people. So show some love individually. Skull Thuggeries is there too. Back Your Chat is there. More content to come this week and more to come after that too. So make sure you subscribe, people. Love for the love as always. And we will be back when we're back next Monday. Tune in then, people. Peace. We're out.